It won't be long.
Okay, so welcome to our game of D&D Mystara. Today we are up to session 126, or Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 18. It is the 17th day of the 5th month of the year 1011. So you have had quite a few things happening, and that annoying sounding music was a desert based music, which I thought would have been appropriate if it actually had a tune to it. But I gave it a try, so we'll see what we try next time. At the table today we have Gary.
Hi, I am playing Anton, who is a Trelladaran warlock, alienist archetype for those who like that sort of detail. Bears the scars and the mutations that come with such a history and background. Carries an enormous pole hammer that he should not be able to carry because he's just scrawny, but the magic of Drazzle, he's got this enormous pole hammer which he has to keep his hands on, or else things get rather messy rather quickly. Has an iron band on his left ankle, it sheds a sickly black light. And a friend, little Proshka, got a picture here somewhere, who has an inordinate fondness of cats, but cats don't return that love. No, Proshka, they do not like you. I have seen the interactions. They do not like you as much as you might think they do. But thankfully there are no cats around, so that's fine. Instead, he now has an insatiable appetite for cookies, and I don't know where all those cookies go, Proshka. That's a mystery I'd like to be able to solve. The mystery of who my master is and who I feel chained to. I can feel the chain as I speak. Is a mystery that will remain mysterious.
Online today we have Mark.
Hello, I'm playing Bradshaw Dugan, young dwarf from Rockholm, weapon master specialist, and also now the wielder of his long lost friend Will. And Will's famous saying is, "A golden skull is best crushed all the time."
I thought you were about sort of bringing races together, Bradshaw.
Well, Will doesn't like goblins, so.
You make an exception.
He
Well,
does have a thing about squishing them.
That and giants. Yeah.
And dryads.
Giants.
Giants.
Oh, giants.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a rhyme and a reason for all that. Okay, so also online today we have M.
Hello, I play Zol, your ever-lovable cleric wizard.
Failed Ranger.
It's back. 2025, it's back.
2025, you're still a failed Ranger. Yes.
Yeah.
But a successful cleric.
At what point does the history of being a ranger get packed away in history?
Never.
Never.
It never will. I will never live it down.
Never live it down. Okay.
Very much so
You
that
should be hearing the
Zal had,
Pathfinder stuff where I'm about to call her a failed rogue.
so Zal does have an arrow relating to the fact that the paladin in the party executed people incorrectly.
Incorrectly.
Yep. Followed orders, but didn't actually check to make sure that they should have been executed.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, is there a correct way to execute, but it's actually executing the wrong people.
Yep.
Okay.
Which brings us to Josh.
Hello, I'm Josh. I play Cheval the Paladin.
Yes, he did change to the studio mic for that.
Yes.
I expected that was why we had that slight delay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
I was dealing with the puppy. Yeah, I'm dealing with the dog in the background, that's all. But yes, I am a fire Janazi who is very conflicted at the moment. The Angel of Death is what a lot of people call me at the moment, which is kind of interesting, to say the least, after God to it swapped, if not both are listening at the same time, and I'm very confused.
And did you notice that the picture for you got upgraded?
Yeah, I did see that, yes.
It did sort of suit his character.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be you have two deities or a deity with two halves?
I think one day he's busy with the war, and the other one was just like, yeah, I'll take you.
Oh, okay.
I'll listen.
So when deity number one comes back, there may be a disagreement.
Yes.
Especially because deity number one granted some items.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also today we have Ariadna.
Could you give me a minute? Sorry.
Good.
I was going to say, that's an interesting love triangle, but it's not love, it's something else. It's a religious triangle.
I haven't quite got round to the thing I was doing.
And running around making noises, Therion.
Well, isn't he Drazzle? Shouldn't we do a Drazzle introduction right
Hey,
now?
Drazzle. Hey, Drazzle. I've got a reply there, man. There you go.
Yeah, he did.
Gems. Someone said gems. I think this is something about Ionian gems. There's something about a griffin. And it might be bad, but they said gems. So Caprix, the white dragon, which has wings, and the cute little companion Eve is looking for the gems.
Okay, so as a catch-up for you of where you are, you had travelled to Yalarum to find out about potential dangerous artifacts at large and helping to stop them from causing havoc while everyone else is busy. You had gone south to track down what was known as the Ionian Gems and the Carnelian Idol, and you managed to reach the last known location of the Carnelian Idol, purchase some robes to allow you to travel in the desert without dying of dehydration and thirst.
Sorry.
And ended last session standing over over the idol.
Did we ever manage to pick it up? I can't remember.
I believe you're picking it up with the sack of sacks having used up its magic.
Yeah, but I objected at the time because no one explained to me how the sack of sacks worked.
Mm-hmm.
And I may have used something different had I realised I might run out of my sack of sacks on my first use of my sack of endless sacks. And I want to go back to whoever created this sack of endless sacks, and I want to sue them or at least get a refund, because sack of endless sacks with just one sack is
Well, it was about your 15th sack out of the sack of endless sacks.
yeah, that's still not endless. Sack of endless sacks
You
implies an
saying that the
endless amount
inventor
of
of the
sacks.
sack band of the sacks should get the sack?
And I want to go, yes, exactly. I want the Mystara version of the ACCC to do an investigation, and I feel that at the very least, I should be given a replacement sack of endless sacks to make up for the fact that there's not an endless amount of sacks in my endless sacks of sacks.
Next time
Thank you
Lol
for
is
money.
in a city that sells magical items, he will buy Calcrix a new endless sack of sacks.
But what if it's not
Like
endless?
five
This is the
hours.
thing,
So-
it's false advertising. They're not endless.
Sorry, please finish.
I'm just saying that
False advertising. That's exactly.
exactly, it's
This is Calcrix pointing both fingers and wings at you. Exactly.
exactly.
That's just false advertising. Look, I'm a dragon. I believe in honor, truth, and proper.
And the wrapper should say how many sacks you can expect to get.
Yeah, exactly.
One
There-
plus.
There should be, and then just as Calcrix is talking about this, she finds this tiny little scrap of paper in the bottom, and she pulls it out, and she pulls out a magnifying glass, and then she pulls out a bigger magnifying glass, and then Eek pulls out a bigger magnifying glass, and they read little asterisk saying, this sack is not guaranteed to have an endless amount of sacks. It's only guaranteed to have the amount of sacks rollable on a D20. Calcrix looks at it and goes, what's a D20?
Yeah.
And then looks back and goes, I don't think that makes up for it. This isn't like on the front of the packaging.
Mm.
And Eek like shakes her head and was like, I think we should still pursue this, shouldn't you? And we both nod together, like to the end of our immortal lives.
A lot of
And then we
girls
tear up a little bit of
say any
paper.
sex sucks. Okay, so come on, okay.
Well, having come from a merchant family, I would say they missed a big opportunity there. They'd say, you should have said, you've come to the endless sacks. If you want some more sacks, please contact this company.
That's
Get-
right.
And get your next pack of almost endless sacks.
Yeah,
If you pay enough, they will fix the enchantment now that you've overextended its warranty.
yeah, maybe. I still felt I was led to believe there would be more sacks here than appears.
Does mending work on magical items like that?
It does not restore a magical enchantment, no.
Damn. It's worth a shot.
And then Calcrix quickly pens a little letter. Dear Grindelwald, please get my gnome legal staff onto this matter. And then she writes about her sacks and then passes it to Drazel and says, please post.
He puts it in his toolkit and it's gone.
She's got to keep those law gnomes busy, otherwise they'll actually start making up laws, and she doesn't need that.
Drazel, where can you send these letters to? Can you send them anywhere?
He never sends them.
Oh, don't you? Well, what happens when you put them in the book?
He just gives them to the person who they're meant for.
He's got a portal.
Oh, okay. That's one hell of a communication system.
Yeah.
Well, Drazel always sees what's in Drazel's book.
Okay, all right.
That's how
I'd send a letter if I had someone to send a letter to.
Calcrix is like, you send a letter to me. I like letters. I'll write you a letter.
Okay, I'll write you a letter tonight.
He pulls out a letter and he hands it to you.
I haven't written it yet.
This
Okay,
is
alright.
this is a letter for you, not for
Oh, for me. Okay. Well, I'll read it tonight, or should I read it now?
He shrugs. It's up to you. You
Okay.
wrote it.
I wrote it. All right. Now I need to read it. What did I write? What did I write to myself?
Well, let's just say you wrote this. You look at the date. You wrote it tomorrow.
Okay. It doesn't give me any useful insights of what's going to happen tomorrow, does it?
What do you think it says?
you.
It
Get
says
to make it up.
testing 1, 2, 3.
Well, apparently you didn't write much.
Okay. I sent myself a letter from the future and didn't put anything useful in it. That's great.
It sort of ends without actually finishing.
Yeah, ends without action. Okay. All right.
But it was addressed to you by you.
It was addressed to me by me. Okay, all right. Next time I'm going to write something much more useful. What should I tell myself in the future? Can it go the other way?
He shrugs.
Okay.
Don't destroy the endless sack of sacks. You'll never hear the end of this.
Pre-order some endless sacks of sacks.
yeah. Pre-order endless sacks of sacks. Actually, I do need to write a letter as well, and mail it.
Who are you writing your letter to?
Zol's partner.
I was going to say, it's a certain orphan managing ex-diplomat.
No, she's not ex-diplomat. He's still a diplomat.
Oh, okay. Current diplomat, all-round awesome person.
He's a diplomat in my region now, which is very helpful.
He uses his diplomacy to settle disputes. Not
As I said, very handy. Very handy, much partner. Much support.
And you have a artifact of unknown powers, except that it makes people wander off in the desert and die.
So who picked up the artifact with the sack of endless sacks?
Someone did using the no longer sack of endless sacks, the former sack of endless sacks.
Yeah, but do we know who actually picked it up from last session?
I don't think we ever got to picking it up. Like, I'm prepared to pick it up. I don't think it's that
Because
scary.
I think there was some discussion about who could pick it up, and I think it might be.
I think we ended on the cliffhanger of, oh look, we found the shiny thing we were off though.
I cast detect magic. What does it tell me about the Carnelian idol?
Okay.
Anything?
Well, we'll see
It's
what the
Carnelian.
magic actually shows.
I've got another question for Drazzle. I'm just wondering whether I can send... Can I send letters to me in other time streams? She said there's lots of other time streams. I'm in debt in most of them. Or
He
for
says
all of
no.
them. Oh, I can't. Okay.
No.
I only send them in this time stream. Doesn't seem very useful.
He doesn't like you in other time streams.
Oh, okay. I always thought I was a pretty likeable sort of person.
Yeah, this time stream, yes. Other time streams, no.
Okay.
It's an Ethengar artifact.
It is strong magic radiating from it.
Yep.
It is enchantment focused.
Okay.
It says here we need to give it to the leader of your Larum so it does not leave and is protected. Is that correct, Martin?
You can take it into the Yalarum City and do that, yes.
That's the only notes that I have aside from very shaky childlike scrawl that says start in desert where we found the skeleton and then the item, and then it says give it to the leader of Yalarum so it does not leave and is protected. And I've got no more explanation than that. And as you know, I did not finish watching the session today.
And why are we so worried about touching it? That's my
Because
question.
if you touch it, you wander
because it
into the middle of
possesses
the
you.
desert and die.
Okay.
Like this skeleton right here.
Like
Well,
most
well-
enchantments, it has a compulsion attached to it.
Ask
Do
her
we have
compulsion.
a guide with us?
I think we
Yes,
did.
we do.
Does the
But
guide...
Didn't we leave the guide in the city because we were basically magicking our way to find this dude?
Yes, you did leave him in the city.
Do we have a box or chest or something big enough to hold the thing?
Calcrix has 50,000 of those. But
Boxes and
well,
chests.
chests, trinket boxes.
What about
bags.
what about a shovel? Do we have a big enough shovel to pick it up?
You do, yes. I'm sure you do.
Okay, we could just dig it out and put it in the
Well,
chest.
it's not that big, and considering I'm holding the sack of endless sacks, I'll just pick it up with the sack of endless sacks.
Sure.
I won't put it in the sack, I'll just grab hold of it. And then I'll pull out a trinket box from underneath one of my scales and pop it in the trinket box.
Okay.
But I'll leave it so everyone can see it.
I'm just wondering whether a sack is actually enough protection if it's really that disastrous, that powerful.
Well, as I said, I'll just leave it open. How big is it, Martin? Just like yay big? It's not huge. Oh, okay, so it's big. So I've got a bigger chest out of my underneath my wing where my bag of holding and all my various collected baubles and pretty things are.
You carry a lot of stuff.
I do. I collect a lot of stuff.
Okay.
I
She's
go
a dragon. Are you really surprised by this?
I literally go
I'm not
to-
really that surprised. I think I have too much stuff now. I didn't used to have very much.
I go to the Mystara market version of op shops, and I just collect stuff because most of my magical things require me to give up little trinkets or create things. So I'd buy beads and old belts and old bags, and I just create stuff so that I can
Okay.
It
throw
also
it
gives
away
her
to
gifts to
these
give other
spells.
dragons.
Yeah, and I'm always having to give gifts to various people, so I'm always looking for stuff. I literally
I need to have some
bedazzle
gifts for
things.
those situations, but then you've got to give the right. How do you know you've been giving the right gift?
That's what magic's for.
Okay.
Figure it
I
out.
think it also explained last session that as long as it has meaning to you, the gift you're giving a dragon doesn't matter so much as the actual intention behind it. Like this is why I give gifts of like the stuff that I make
Yeah,
because that's important to me.
and
Yeah, okay. And I have no. I think we did have this discussion, and I have no useful skills. I can't make things.
no, we figured out that you did have useful skills.
Well, do we?
Yeah, we did. You have like social and entertainment skills and storytelling skills, and telling a story is actually a gift.
Okay. All right. Good. I'll keep that in mind next time I have to give a gift to a dragon.
You've got like social charisma type skills.
Yeah, maybe sort of.
Well, Martin led me to believe that you're pretty good at it. So
Yeah, I'm good at deception.
there you go. What do you think a magician does?
Yeah, okay.
Sleight of hand is always good.
And sleight of hand. I'm not pretty good at that as well. I'm well
Anyway,
built to be a spy.
if anyone else wants to look at the idol, I'm not stopping anyone from touching
I would
it.
like to look at it. Do I recognise what the idol's of? Who's depicted in the idol?
It's a griffin
Okay, just a generic griffin.
or griffin,
Griffin.
depending on
Didn't-
how you want to.
Just it doesn't look like it's distinctive to any particular culture or individual or anything like that. It just looks like a griffin.
Carnelian.
Well, it's made out of a red gemstone,
Okay.
so about big.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
It doesn't use any design you're used to.
I'm just thinking, does red carnelian, is that associated with a certain element like fire or something?
Usually.
A culture maybe? Probably the culture of these people, the Yularan probably, I suppose.
Yeah, culture check maybe.
Don't they hate fire though?
They do. They hate fire magic.
Oh, okay.
But this is not a something built in the last 100 or
It's
1,000
Nithian.
years.
Okay.
So
That is also true.
It's extremely old is what you're saying, not extremely new.
It's extremely old, yes.
Okay.
give us
It
a
dates
bit-
from the height of the Nethian Empire.
Okay.
Considering what we would know, or maybe more from a Tuesday group, about the Nithian culture, would we have a general understanding of the people who would have made this sculpture and maybe the intent behind it?
You wouldn't know much about that because the Nethian history was removed from the world.
Okay, so that would maybe be more of.
You could
Lord
ask.
did let me read his Nithian book.
Well, you could ask Ixion, the one who removed all the memories of Nithia from the world.
No.
Isn't Ixion the god that would like that's to kind of help start this war?
That is correct.
I like to think of it as Ixion, the god in the Tuesday group that wanted to annihilate us because we stopped him from getting a shard from the crown of the hollow world.
No.
Can I, while this is happening, did we search the skeleton? I can't remember from last session, no?
You did not.
Can I, while these others are idling over an idol, like I'm called, I'll have a look at the skeleton, see if there's anything on the skeleton that might help us understand.
Well, the skeleton is mostly covered in flesh, but hard to get to the skeleton. But the feet are quite, the skeleton of the feet are quite visible.
So he's not been dead that long.
He has not been dead that long.
is he not been dead not long enough that a cleric, say, could possibly resurrect him?
Or speak with dead.
I do not have Revivify,
Speak with
just
dead?
saying.
Revivify would be a little too late.
I mean, I can
Speak with the dead, I think, yeah, yeah.
speak to the dead. I can,
I was going to say we could ask him
I
about
can, I can make him a walking corpse. I mean, sorry, what?
I
You
think
could
I'm
see,
just gonna look over it for,
then he could carry the Carnelian idol.
no, then he'll wander off into the middle of the desert.
Even as an undead minion,
No, I don't know.
You can find out.
I could find out.
Anyway, I was just going looking for just items or any, books or anything that might be laying near or on the corpse in some sort of way.
He does not have anything of value on him. He seemed to have whatever value he had must have dropped along the way.
Or didn't the villagers say that he wandered off in the middle of the night, leaving his possessions back in the village?
I know he wandered off from the market, leaving whatever he had behind.
Oh, yeah, but
As soon as he
essentially
touched
he left his belongings back in the village we were at.
The other thing I was going to do, if that's okay with you, Mum, I might telecommunicate with Whelm and ask Whelm about if he has any knowledge of this. Because Whelm's been around a while, I assume.
Whelm has been around for a while.
Ask if he's heard about this thing before, but maybe Whelm can use his detect good and evil. He can do once a day as part of the communication, if that's okay with you, as from a DM point of view. So I just want to just see if Whelm knows anything, and if Whelm can if he doesn't, he just maybe casts this spell just to see if he can detect what is this a good or bad thing kind of thing, if that makes sense. It's a supernatural awareness that Whelm has. So.
Okay, give me a religion check.
Oh. Okay.
That is part of detect good and evil.
No, that's fair enough. I'm trying to remember what religion is under intelligence, is it? Or wisdom?
Does your character remember, or does your character just instinctively know?
Yeah, instinctively, because memory's been studied over the past time.
They're most likely wisdom over intelligence.
Okay. That's a whole 7.
That's a whole 7. Okay, so Whelm doesn't pick up much doing its detect good and evil for you.
That's okay. I just thought I'll just try it out, just in case.
Why are we trying to detect good and evil?
Well, I'm a bit sussy about if you pick up the item that causes people to go into desert and die.
Though a few of the other party members do notice that Whelm flashed a couple of times, I'm sure that had absolutely nothing to do with Bradshaw's inattention.
Whelm flashed a couple of times. Does a passive perception of 21 or whatever it is pick up anything on that?
It does.
What does it pick up?
That Whelm flashed a couple of times.
Okay. Having noticed that Whelm flashed a couple of times, I would like to do a less passive version of perception. As in, what was that?
Oh, nothing. Just talking about myself.
Do I roll for that, Martin?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, I just introduced Whelm. If I hadn't done it already, this is Whelm. Whelm party. Whelm.
Yeah.
And what is Whelm?
What is?
Well,
I said.
Whelm is a well, he's a. I don't know what you call him. I don't know what because I've been acting my character here. It's a very communicative weapon. It talks about things we can do and what we can't do.
Okay, what does Whelm look like?
I show my hammer.
It's a hammer.
It is
okay.
a warhammer.
Okay.
Or hammer.
Hello, Whelm. I'm Anton.
It seems to ignore you.
Okay, that's what I thought. But anyway, might make Bradshaw happy. I'm just saying, have I got telepathy or anything? No, I don't have any like telepathy, so I can't talk.
Gabrick's will kind of, because Bradshaw's dwarf, she'll kind of like come right down and come eye to eye with the hammer and go, hello. You're very pretty. And then I wanted to see if my perception will actually pick up anything about one.
Give me a perception.
Yes, it flashed, and Calcrix likes flashy things. 17 plus. Is it wisdom or intelligence?
It will be wisdom in this case.
When dark fade. Yeah. Sorry, what did you say?
It will be wisdom in this case.
Okay, so 17, 27, 28, and with Eve on my shoulder, do I get the D4?
Sure.
Roll the right side of the dice, right? 2. 30.
Okay, so looking at it, you think the hammer must have activated one of its abilities.
Oh, very impressive. Nice to meet you, Whelm.
Just not sure what ability because you don't know what Whelm does.
No, that's fine. It flashed. Anything that flashes, that's sparkly. I like to look. That's it. I was just curious.
But Bradshaw is on the right track. Should we do? Is this something that should? Do we really need? Should this be? Should we be destroying this?
I did it all. I did it all telepathically with the thing, so I didn't really sense.
Yeah, no. I just saw Whelm flash. I didn't know what Whelm was, and so when you introduced Whelm, I then had a closer look because it flashed. That's it.
Yeah. You might remember the hammer that I got from doing our reward for killing that thing back in our north area. So that was my reward.
I was going to say that was your reward from Freya.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I haven't got mine yet, but I have an idea, and I'll run that by you later month, if that's okay.
It's okay. It's when people get a chance and tell me, I will try to get it sorted out. Though
I completely forgot about it. Sorry.
I think I already told you what mine was because I asked you if it would be a good thing. It was some sort of amulet of shielded me from being perceived by anyone, basically.
Much like your ring of mind shielding.
Yeah, but this was a
amulet of non-detection? Was that what
something like that. But
Wood works well in conjunction with ring of mind shielding.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find what it's actually called because I said I'll have that, and you said that would be fine. But in terms of the Carnelian idol, having just had a close look at the hammer, I might have a closer look at the idol. Just to try and determine, do I need to wrap it up in a blanket, put it in a chest? How do we convey this to the leader of Yalarum, so on, without any of the party getting hurt?
Well, it looks like a pretty gemstone, and it is of a griffin. And you don't have one of those at the moment, so hey, it would be a great addition to your collection.
Okay. But I know that we're being tasked to retrieve it by Redrian and take it to a place of safety. So, as much as I really want it, it is not.
It is not your precious
to
today.
me. Does it look like any of the other party members are feeling the same kind of pull? Is that another perception?
Does anyone else desire a rare gemstone designed in the shape of a griffin?
I'm curious about it, but I don't want it.
Yeah, we do have a griffin-focused character.
I was just about to say, yes, it does look cool, but the same as Calcrix, like, I know where my duty lies. Also, want to return it to its rightful owner, which is the King of Yalarum.
Yeah. He's got a special name. He wears a
I think it's more Sultan than King.
Sultan,
but,
that's the word.
It is Sultan who's
Sultan.
who's in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I knew I said it wrong, and yeah, sorry. Sultan of Yularum. So yes, while I am a Mott, why did you just bring one of my broken pots in the house? Sorry. Mochi has decided that she wants to play with all my plastic pots and has been chewing them to bits and smithereens, and she's just brought one of them in the house.
I feel that this is just a very young dog's expression of her desire to go planting with you.
Yeah, apparently. Though I'm
wants to become a gardener.
currently planting propagations out, so it is actually kind of fitting.
Or is it someone has trained it to say no more plants?
Yeah, maybe Josh is
I'm
trained
looking
to-
now suspiciously at Josh.
Josh is trained to destroy all the pot planters so that you can't put your plants into anything and you might stop.
Oh, is that the
No,
problem?
that's what the dog's for. Dogs train all
Exactly.
stand nuts.
No. They're accusing you of secretly training her to do this. And now I'm suspicious.
Anton, very end.
I'm like, oh no, Mochi, don't eat another pot, man.
I've already put sugar, honey and milk and all that in my cups. I don't need a full cup, thank you.
Okay, so you are currently in a deserty area.
That said, I will carefully wrap the idol without touching it in just one of my pretty shawls, soft, and put it in that. It's just a normal chest so that people can't see and be tempted by it. And then I will use the strap that's on the chest to sling it over my shoulder. Unless anyone objects to my carrying it.
I mean, dragons are the safest spot, right? Under dragon scales, I don't think anyone's going to try and steal that. Not unless they have a serious death wish.
How is it I put honey in there? And milk?
Probably better without milk. What was the type of tea?
It's a Sri Lankan one. So if you didn't like the milk, I apologise, but I'll know for next time. Also, it'd be harder to fight the dragon for the pretty idle thing than... I don't know, Chevelle might be a pretty safe person to put it with.
Yeah, that too, the paladin. Don't mess with the paladin.
Yeah, paladins are also really respected.
I think either. I have no complaints.
Well, paladins in Yularum are kind of like...
Aren't they revered here?
Revered.
That's why she hasn't had much problem as a fire genasi, because
Yeah.
she's the paladin.
Exactly.
And even female or fire genasi doesn't get any disrespect.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me.
So, that said, I'm happy for the paladin to actually carry this, because it'd be more appropriate for Chevelle to present it to the Sultan anyway. In terms of this culture.
Yeah. Now, as Martin also aptly pointed out before, we're now in the middle of the desert without a guide.
Okay, so you hand it over to Chevelle. Chevelle takes it.
Hopefully this is not the end of the world.
Does Chevelle take it?
Chevelle will take it.
Chevelle makes a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yay, we're all going to be killed by Chevelle.
What have you given? I'm joking. Wisdom.
It is still wrapped in the cloth and in the chest though. so-
That's what I wondered whether that'd be enough, though.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, you're always safe.
I was always safe. Was
Yeah,
I?
you have the ring of mind shielding.
Oh. I might have to do a reflex roll to snatch it back.
21.
Okay, so after you hand it across, you see Chevelle take off and start flying north.
I immediately take off after her and say, "Wait!"
And the rest of you just watch as your two
And I
flying.
say to Eve, get the chest back. And the idol, do not touch the idol.
I could summon an unseen servant to carry it.
We need to get it off Cheval first.
Yeah, okay.
Hearing that in the distance as they're both flying off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Eve, yeah. Hopefully will help.
Well, while they're flying off, we'll try and work out which way is back the what can we follow our trail back the way we can?
I have a
You can
feeling
see
Cheval
the
flies
footmarks all heading directly south.
Directly south, okay.
From a compass perspective, you were travelling perfectly north.
Okay.
I also set up like basically like a and I'm hoping this works because I probably haven't used it like this in a while. Like the cantrip, what's it? Dancing lights.
Mm-hmm.
I send that up into the sky, really visible, and hope that my axe beak will come running.
What kind of mind effect is it?
It is a compulsion,
Propulsion, okay.
not an enchantment.
For now we will start flying. I will, if we have to, make survival rolls because I'm still quite good at that from my days as a ranger. I might be called a failed ranger, but I still have the skills. And just to make sure that, like, you know, given it's sand, it's not. It's like snow. Like, you know, your trail's gonna run out at some point. And hence why I want to call my Axebeak, because he will know how to get back to the city as well as using my own skills to hopefully guide the rest of the party back to the village safely.
Well, as long as it's not overcast, you've always got the stars to go by.
Yeah, I was going to suggest travelling by night. I much prefer the night to the daytime in a place like this.
Okay, so how fast does Cheval fly?
That was going to be my next question.
30 feet.
And I believe Calcrick goes at 40 feet, so Calcrick will end up catching Cheval rather quickly.
Yep. And I was going to... Oh, that's where it's under. I'm just looking for a particular spell that is non-harmful, that will hopefully help.
Evasive maneuvers, zigzag.
I'm hoping...
I'm pretty sure your compulsion just says go due north, so I don't know if you can do that.
You don't do loop-de-loop.
Do loop.
Yeah, you don't even get any thoughts, including eat, sleep, avoid danger. It's just go north.
Okay. Alright.
It even shows you which direction is north.
Hey.
Just quickly trying to look to see if dispel magic won't work on this, will it?
It will not.
I had a feeling it would not. Why do I always, every 2 seconds I lose my spell list page? Which, you know.
Wait a minute. It's maybe we're trying to do this the wrong way. Maybe we just need to make sure that Cheval is fine, alive, not sick or anything like that, and we just follow it. Find out where it's supposed to go. Maybe there's a particular point this idol wants to go
It could be
to.
going to the Sultan, maybe.
I don't think the Sultan. I'm not going to guess as to where it's going, but it may be that there's a
Look,
particular
she's not
place.
going out into the middle of the desert to die herself, so I'm okay with that. But I'm also worried about her general safety. So
I kind of think others should be worried about their safety around Cheval. Angel of Death and everything.
I mean this in all the right ways and not in an insulting way. I'm not afraid of Cheval. She's my mother. She's not going to kill me. I'm going to... I don't know if this will work either. Protection from evil and good?
You can try it.
Okay, I'll try protection from evil and good. So if I can catch up to her, I will touch.
That's a good.
Heal if need be.
That's a good. That's a good.
I don't
choice.
want to provoke an attack. I just want to. She can hold on to it and do what she wants with it as long as I know that she's not going to be harmed and she's not going to hand it over to the wrong person. So that would be. I'd roll a d20. It's one action. Oh, it has to be one willing creature. So the question would be, is Chevelle willing to be touched?
Chevelle is not unwilling. Chevelle is not moving out of the way.
Okay, so I will, as long as there's not an active unwillingness. Do I roll it?
I mean, it depends on how much the compulsion is. If I just told to fly north, I'll fly north.
And so Chevelle now, after you've touched her up, gets to do a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Oh,
Wisdom saving throw with advantage because I touched a rock.
No, because you got touched by a dragon.
I'm outside.
You're now dragon touched. Congratulations.
Could be worse, could be dragon marked.
I was careful to mention gentle, non-harming touch.
Well, dragon mark is an actual ability in some of the games.
Just as Anton may be afraid of Chevelle,
I'm not afraid of Chevelle. I just think others should be afraid of Chevelle. That's all.
I just as much as I feel Chevelle wouldn't intentionally harm me, I would not intentionally harm Chevelle.
What did Chevelle get?
18.
18, sir.
Oh, that's worse than the 21.
You continue flying north.
At this stage, I'm just going to try and keep up with her and see where she's going.
Are we watching them disappear over the horizon?
Actually,
Yep, they just.
what would it be? Are you holding onto it, or did you put it over your shoulder, or what happened?
I was put in my hands.
Carrying the whatever it is you put it in when you gave it to her.
It was in a chest. I might
I will try my
try.
hand. Here, take this. I took it and now I'm flying north.
I might try and first I'll try this. Chevelle, can you hand that back to me?
Chevelle ignores you and keeps flying north.
Okay.
Bugger off, I'm going north.
I'm going to look around under her in a very athletic feat, and I'm going to see if I can take it out of her hands and at a higher speed.
Give
just go
me an
faster.
athletics roll, opposed by Chevelle's athletics roll.
Athletics roll, jeez. Okay, so what's that? Is that strength, dexterity?
Strength mainly.
Right.
Strength, okay, so that'll be a 7. Wisdom proficient. Is that? No, make sure you got the right side up.
Yes, rolling a d20 instead of a d12 does help.
18 plus 7 may not be enough. That'll only be 25.
Aren't you proficient in athletics?
Yeah, so I've got 18 and then plus 7, and it's only 25.
And what's your strength?
Look, I'll just give it to you, and you can tell me if I did it right. It's either 21 or 25. I think I did it right, and it's 25.
It is 25, yes.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure I paid attention when you told me how to do my maths. Would have been
So what was Chevelle's athletics roll?
the same across
28.
Okay, so Chevelle continues on after you try to pull it out of her hand.
Oof. I'm going to have to try and do that again. Although I'm going to... protection from good and evil. What level is that? That is... first level.
And I'm just glad Zal didn't go, oh, I know, I'll use that arrow to shoot it out of her hand.
Yeah, I had some things I could do, but I didn't want to do anything that might hurt Chevelle.
Protection from
You
good
mean
and evil.
instantly kill the paladin?
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to try an instant kill.
Spell.
So what spell are you going to use?
Protection from good and evil, which is the one I tried that at least allowed her to re-roll. It was the first level spell. That's not one that you can roll at high levels, is it?
No.
Okay, but I can
I think you
cast
get multiple
it.
targets if you do it that
I
way.
can cast it again because I get 2 goes. So I've got one more. No, wait, not
Okay, so if you do cast it again, Chevelle gets another saving throw.
Yeah.
If you get a saving throw each time it's cast, it doesn't automatically remove possessions.
Oh, there it is. So it is there. Yeah, so I do get 2. So I'll try it once again.
Chevelle, another wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Okie dokie.
God damn it, roll with different dice.
Roll with M's dice, I'm sure that'll work better.
Roll different dice.
You mean as he rolls with this, probably the same dice he rolled with before?
Mhm.
No, I'm taking advice.
Uh-huh.
Alright. I'll get someone said something. My dark blue dice is liking me today. What's that?
Fingers crossed if I can cross them.
25.
25.
Mm-hmm.
Have you added in your paladin bonuses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I've got a wisdom. Yeah, I've got a wisdom saving throw of +7. I mean, I can technically use my aura of protection. But
Yeah.
so then I get another 4, gives me to 29.
I think
Sorry,
that's what
okay.
Martin was meaning.
Well, there are a lot of paladin
right.
abilities that help.
Aura of protection gives me another +7, so 32.
Okay, so...
I have a feeling it needs like at least a 30 minimum.
So, you sort of come back to your senses, not knowing why you're flying and why you're so high up.
And Calcrick yells, "Pass me the chest now!"
I drop it.
Do I have to roll another athletics to catch this
Yep.
thing? Oh, sorry.
I thought you were underneath me. You said
I
you
am
went
underneath you,
me.
but I was just looking at him and he's like,
Yeah, so I passed you the chest. I dropped it.
Oh, well, that's not too bad at all. 19 and
+7.
+7.
26. You catch the
I
chest
catch the
without any
chest.
problems.
Alright. I still have no idea though that the reason it doesn't affect me is because of my ring of mind shielding.
Probably not, because you've never really paid that much attention.
I just know that it didn't affect me,
Mhm.
that it affected Cheval. Alright, no one else gets to carry it now because I don't know why it affected Cheval or not me, but I will tell Cheval we need to go back and get the rest of the party to make sure they don't die of thirst out there.
How far did we go?
You look around, you can't quite see any of the others. You must have left them behind.
Alrighty.
You're not sure which direction is which. It just looks like desert in all
Ink is
directions.
still on my shoulder?
And then you see a bunch of glowy balls, what looks like somewhere behind you.
We head towards the glowy balls. Partly because Calcrix went, glowy balls! and forgot for 2 seconds what she was doing.
Okay, so Chevelle watches Calcrix start taking off before Calcrix turns around with that look of why aren't you following, and then continues flying off.
Yeah.
I follow.
I will not outspeed Chevelle at this stage. But I will suggest a game of chasies.
Later.
Aww.
Yeah.
Child, puppy, dragon, sad face.
So after about 30 minutes, the dragon and the paladin return to camp.
Okay.
Has Chocobo...
So what was up north? What were you trying to find up there, Cheval?
Apparently Chevelle is not paying attention again.
Okay. Good.
We're catching our breath.
Sorry, just running jail.
Would someone have do we have a spell that might help, like legend, lore, or divination, to find out what might be up north? Why the thing wants to go north?
Well, north is directly back to where we came from.
Oh, it's possible.
You came from the south, Kirk.
Oh, it came from the south, so it keeps wanting to go north. Okay. knowing, with Anton asking, why does it want to keep going north, Calcrix will pull out her journal of maps and pull out her map of Yalarum and try and have a look at what's to the north. It doesn't happen to be that tomb we ended up in, does it?
It does not. It may be Maraudi's lair, maybe Tal Kabir, or it may be somewhere in the mountain ranges on the northern side of the valley.
That's got nothing to do with Sind, does it?
No, Sin's ways to the west.
Okay, cool.
You've got a few nations between you
Do
and
you
it.
want to try something like divination or legend lore to find out?
You can.
I don't have those spells. I do have a spell that helps, but it's a dangerous spell. So I prefer not to use it if I don't have to.
Proshka does offer you cards.
Your cards can backfire on people, Proshka.
Proshka shrugs with that feeling of it doesn't backfire on him.
I know it doesn't backfire on you, but it backfires on whoever takes them.
I'll look to Zal and I'll say, do you have Calcrix is really reluctant to spend another 250 gold unless she really has to.
Yeah,
so
okay.
she's looking towards Zal and she's kind of like, do you have a way of figuring out this thing? Why it affected
Yeah, I don't think it's going to...
I could do a...
I thought the obvious answer for Zal would be Chauvel's just so weak-willed.
No, I'm quite interested in why Chauvel just took off when he got handed the thing, because we thought that provisions of putting it in stuff would be sufficient to deter it, so we might have to put it in a magical box that prevents the compulsion. Was it a religion roll before to sort of investigate or have knowledge on this?
Someone, when they do detect good and evil spell includes a religion roll if you detect something.
Oh, right.
And unfortunately, the person who detected something rolled so low he didn't even notice he detected something.
I could also do detect good and evil.
I think that's.
But I can also do. What would like a lore roll be? That would be insight.
Calcrix mentions to Zal, I cast protection from good and evil on Chauvel, and that was when she dropped the chest. I have a feeling this idol has an influence towards one or the other, and we should determine which.
It could just be that it takes control of you, actually.
And Anton did notice it had a compulsion enchantment effect. I'm just going to duck to the bathroom while you think what you're going to do.
I can also cast it and see if I get.
I could admit curiosity is getting the better of me. I'm inclined to cast my spell, which is quite dangerous, but might provide some answers.
Calcrix will look at Anton and say, quite dangerous in what manner?
Well, I'm going to roll well on my saving throw.
Okay, let's put a pause on that, because Zal has both detect from good and evil.
Okay, we'll try to detect good and evil, but
he has religious knowledge and culture knowledge that we don't have.
Yeah.
I'll look at Bradshaw and I'll say, when you were doing your thing with Whelm, was that magic, and was that to try and determine information about the idol?
No, what was talking about?
Oh, because if it was, we could always try other investigations if you've got any magical abilities.
No, Whelm said does. Whelm is quite old, so I just thought I'd ask Whelm if he knew anything about it. And he said no.
Okay.
And Martin, I assume he's a he as well. But
I think Martin's happy for you to assign your own or not assign as suits suits your personal preferences.
So all I did is ask, well, I didn't know Whelm cast any sort of spell.
Okay, yeah, you just ask him, and it goes from there.
I'm as I said, when I first met Whelm, he wasn't as powerful as he was now. So yeah.
You cast a protection from good and evil. That was what Caltrix did.
Yes. So
Yeah, I just cast a detect good and evil, but I only have a +1 to the roll for religion.
Yeah.
So
my suspicion is that it is either good or evil. It could have been compelling Cheval to take it north for good reasons. Or it could have been compelling Cheval to go north for evil reasons, but we don't know which.
True seeing can also help with
Oh,
this as
that's
well.
another thing, yeah.
I don't have that, but you have it.
I do. I have ointment.
Ointment.
Do you ask if you can borrow some of my ointment?
Well, first we'll see how the detect evil and good goes.
Technically, you have to cast it while using the ointment.
Okay, well...
Because the ointment isn't magical, it's just a component of the spell.
Oh, it's a component, okay.
I will spend an action, so what is that, 10 minutes? Because I probably don't have detect good and evil prepared. It's not something we normally have prepared.
Yeah.
So I spend 10 minutes doing that.
While Cheval's doing that, I might,
That would be Zal.
yeah, Zal, sorry. Cargrix is going to try and reflect on why it didn't affect her.
That would be an insight roll.
Insight roll.
Okay, so I will give Zal a religion check.
Religion
18.
check.
18. Insight is wisdom, usually? Insight would be wisdom, right?
Insight's generally wisdom, yeah.
It's generally wisdom,
and
yes.
I have proficiency, so 18 plus 11. 18 plus 11 is...
Religion.
20. Really? I don't have
25?
25. On a 25, you can tell that you do have multiple things in range when you detect good and evil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you definitely pick up Eep as a Fae and a Fiend. You pick up Proshka with his Fae nature. He does
Kind of, which we both already knew, but good for confirmation. Yep.
You pick up Undead from your father's skull.
Again, not a surprise, but yes.
And they're the only things that seem to have picked up, which would explain why Bradshaw's hammer flashed 3 times.
Okay. So it doesn't have...
It is not a aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead.
Yeah, so it's not possessed, it's had something cast on it.
It doesn't pick up possessions.
It doesn't pick up possession.
Detect good and evil. You know if something within range has been magically consecrated or desecrated. And then you can determine if it is a aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead.
Right, okay. So what would be it? Would there have been a better thing to cast than Detect Good and Evil? I mean, not that I mind spending the 10 minutes. It's good to know that it's, there's nothing else surprising in the party.
Yeah, I'm glad there's nothing evil coming off me.
Well, it doesn't detect evil. It literally does not detect evil or good.
Ah, doesn't it?
It's a misnamed spell. Look it up on page 529.
What does it actually detect then?
Yeah, it only detects
Of otherworldly
consecrated
forces.
or desecrated things.
Oh, well, that's interesting. My insight was 29.
29. You would know at that stage that your ring protects you from most mind-affecting abilities,
Okay.
which is why you never take it off.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing I don't think about impulsively taking it off and offering it to somebody else because it's the only thing between me and the master. Do I have my amulet yet, though? The
Sure.
amulet? Yeah, okay.
And which means that if you do run off, no one can know where you've gone.
Okay, cool. So I will tell the group, I think that the reason I can carry it is because my shielding magic means that it protects me, so for now I should probably be the only one to hold it. Would anyone like some true sight ointment? Since I'm casting it on myself, I can cast it onto several other people, and I am curious
I'm really curious about this thing, but I don't want you burning all your resources just to
Oh no,
improve
you
me.
know how much of this ointment I've got? I've made stacks of it. I get saffron every time I go to a market.
Okay, all right. Well, I would like some too, please, because I'm really intrigued by this
But
thing.
the reason I'm offering it to everyone in the group is because I can do more than one person, but I can't do it more than once.
Okay, well, as long as you aren't burning all your spell slots or something to do with this, I'm
It's a
fine.
ritual slot.
Okay, all right. So that's fine. Yes, because I'm really intrigued by this thing.
So it's technically 25 gold per person.
Yeah, and I
And-
pay that every time.
10 minutes per person you're doing it on.
Yeah, and I do that as well.
Which means you get true sight and notice secret doors hidden by magic.
Yeah.
So examining it with true sight, what do we see?
Okay.
So is it just Gary? Because I write all this down in my book to keep track of my finances.
You probably want to do
I mean,
this story to start with.
I would like to, but as again, like,
That's fine.
I don't want to be sitting around too long finding out. If more than one person's finding out what it is, then
Look, I'm happy if you just do it for yourself, Calcrix.
Well, I actually want to give, if we're going to spend time doing it, I want the person who's most knowledgeable about these kind of items to have it, and I may not be the most knowledgeable person.
Neither may
I would kind of view
Somebody
Zal being
Somebody
the
who's got
cleric.
history. Oh, I've actually got proficiency in history. Has anyone else got proficiency in history?
Yeah, I was going to say either Zal
All warlocks
or...
have it.
Right? All warlocks have proficiency in history, do they? Okay.
Who does?
All warlocks.
Oh, all warlocks. So
Mm.
I would... No, I'm a wizard.
Though that may change to occult soon.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But would I be right, Zal, in thinking that you would have sort of a really good broad range of knowledge in these?
Okay,
sorts
so
of
I'm
magical
going to
areas?
give Anton an Arcana roll.
Ah, Arcana roll. Okay.
As you're being touched up with true sight.
As I'm touched up with true sight. Okay.
Yeah.
Would this have anything to do with forbidden knowledge?
Yes.
Okay.
God, they're touching everyone today.
Ah, I'm not rolling well tonight.
Use your
24.
feet.
I didn't use my feet.
You
24.
use your
24 is
feet.
not bad.
That's not bad.
You've got
Okay.
fortunate. You should make use of it.
I know. I like to save it for those bad saving
You've got
throws.
3 of them per
I
game.
know. 3 of them a day. Yeah.
And
Oh, look, I will use one of my other abilities. Everyone's
Okay.
standing around me wondering why I'm so bad. I'll use another one that gives me +3. It's 27 now.
27 is pretty good. Okay, as you're looking, you can see that the Carnelian idol is tethered to something on the astral plane. It seems to be a endpoint of a ley line.
Okay. Well, I passed that information on. I'm really
Which-
intrigued now.
Which, from your perspective, you've never seen it on an artifact.
Okay.
But
What do I know
again-
about ley lines?
Ley lines are generally areas, you'd know them as magical paths in the world,
Yeah.
where if you tap into it, the power is normally more than most people can control or harness in their own right.
Yeah, okay.
So doing rituals at a actual node where it congregates gives you more power than you can amass on your own.
And am I right in saying that the ley line lines up with the travel north?
It does, though you do see that if the idol moves, the ley line moves with it.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
Caprix will look at Anton and say, you remember how we did the ritual to help with the primal titans?
Mm.
We were doing that at a centralization of ley lines to increase our capacity to do that. So this would probably be a very powerful, very similar sort of...
If you're bringing together the ley line. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Again, I'm really intrigued.
So, Zal, did you want some true sight? I don't care about the 25 GP.
And it looks as if the ley line gets thicker the further north you look.
Okay.
Oh.
So whatever it is, the further away it is from its source, the weaker the ley line.
Okay. Can I just sort of try to picture so that I navigate which way it would go?
Currently it's north.
Directly north, okay. But it might curve. It's not a straight line.
Most ley lines sort of move with magic, so they're not always straight. But this one seems to be dead straight.
Okay.
And it's dead north, is it?
Currently due north, yes.
Okay, where are we roughly on this map?
You would be just off the plateau.
Okay, so it'll be
Oh.
in
You
between.
should technically be in that's where it was.
So
that was
presuming
3 days. So 3 days would be about there.
never eating, never eat soggy wheat bix north?
North is straight up, yes.
Okay. Beyond that border, we don't know the Emirates and Yularum. Saying probably Marudi's lair.
It could be something not marked on the map as well.
Yeah, but it's right alongside
I know,
Marudi's lair.
I know.
So
I see it. I just think
pretty close.
it may be something that's not marked though.
And
as
that
well.
lair, even though that's player knowledge, technically goes around 5 hexes.
Oh no, that's Badlands.
Oh, that's Badlands, is
Yeah.
it? Oh, okay. Well, that's also good to know.
It has rocky desert versus normal desert.
I see. Yeah, so... do we know anything about Marudi's lair?
Nope, you don't even know what's on the map.
Okay, so as far as I can see on my maps, what can I see north? What does the character know?
There's just the Great Salt Basin.
Okay, so no idea. Okay.
Everything this side of Yularum is... It's got nothing as far as you can tell.
Yeah.
Until you hit Tal Kabir, which is the only thing north of you that you know of.
And that's what, a city or a town or something?
That is a town.
Have we gone through there at some point?
Not with this group.
Okay. But I've gone through there with
Tuesday's
Tuesday
group, as they went to Castellian and had words with Loki.
I was going to say, because that looked very familiar to me, because I think we hid outside of one of these cities here. Do I remember anything about is it Kabir?
Kabir, K-E-B-I-R.
Do I remember anything about that?
Not really. Wasn't that memorable to you. You had
Okay.
many things on your mind at that point.
Fair enough. Okay. And so Zal, did you want to make use of? Because I only get to do it once a day.
Oh, might as well.
Okay. All right. So I'll give Zal some ointment. I'm presuming Bradshaw and Cheval haven't spoken up because they don't want to true sight anything.
Bradshaw has problems with magic.
Okay.
I don't believe magic.
I give you a sympathetic look, and Eep gives you a cookie.
I don't accept a cookie. Don't believe magic.
Eep says, "That's an infidel."
Proska takes cookie that's been refused.
And then Calcrix gives a sidelong look at Bradshaw that says, I'm no longer certain about you.
Proska's eating your cookie though.
Yes. And the cookie has been explained to Bradshaw as protecting him against the evil influence of Xantiotl, who is a corruption god, and you don't want to be protected by a corruption god, and Calcrix finds that worrying.
Proska offers Bradshaw a card in return.
I don't accept.
So Zal, would she do an Arcana check or a different check?
She would do an Arcana check.
Okay. Would that be the same for me if I'm using the...
That would be the same for you if you're using the ointment.
And I haven't heard from Cheval, but
Sorry, what was that?
19.
Does Chauvel wish to be touched by a dragon again?
19.
Sure.
So you want to be able to see beyond normal sight?
Sure.
I'm proficient in Arcana. Is this where I get to choose either wisdom or intelligence?
Arcana is more intelligence based.
But I can argue for wisdom, can't I?
You can if you can give me a good argument.
My argument for wisdom in this case would be that I've got quite a lot of experience with using the true sight and investigating magical items like this, listing all the tombs I can't remember that I've been in and the two groups.
Which is more of an argument for intelligence than wisdom. Whereas if you just instinctively know things, then that is more wisdom than intelligence.
Well, the other argument was, as a very impulsive, instinctive creature, Calcrix would just always go with her instincts. But if you argued for intelligence based on her history, I would agree with you. So 50-50, which way do you want it to go?
Flip a coin.
How much difference does
How
it
does a
make?
D2 work? Odds and evens?
Probably about 2 to 3 points to the roll.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't make much difference.
Which one's even?
Which ones which? Odds and evens for...
Odds you pick intellect.
Odds is intellect. 3. Intellect.
Intellect
So
it is.
that'll be 19 plus...
See, the dice always seem to listen to me.
19 plus 7 is...
26.
Thank you.
But
That's
still a
fair.
good roll.
Yep.
And what did Zal get?
Sorry, what's the roll?
Yeah, it is a religion roll. Sorry,
Arcana.
Arcana roll.
Arcana.
Oh, Arcana.
I figure if the three of us do it all at the same time, then we can all get the same sort of information at the same time. And expedite
Arcana.
Well, technically it would be one at a time. Because I believe True Sight is...
It's taking 10 minutes to cast the spell.
Yes,
I believe
that's
True
true.
Sight is concentration if I look it up.
But we could also have a short rest. Those of us who's not casting, like Bradshaw.
26.
26 is a
Oh,
good
we got
roll.
exactly the same.
Yep, so basically... No, it is not concentration. So yes, you can have them all running separately at the same time.
Yeah,
And what was Chauvel's Arcana?
I thought that was the case.
Cheval's Arcana. That's a stretch. Let's have a look. Yes. I rolled a 9 for a total of 9.
Okay. So, everyone but Chauvel sees the line going off into the distance connected to the Carnelian idol. Chauvel is wrapped up into an immense creature of darkness staring down at him with hunger-filled eyes wanting to consume his soul. Her soul.
Way, I'm on a bad trip. Way.
And you get a rumbling voice from this creature of darkness saying, death to the infidel.
Oh, it's E.
You know what's funny? I smile at it and give it the middle fingers. Because if it's trying to fear me, I cannot be feared. So I can't be frightened. It's trying to frighten me.
Oh, you don't think it's trying to frighten you, you just think you're actually perceiving its form.
Yeah.
It is probably the largest thing you've seen in a living creature.
Yeah. It's impressive.
Just because you can't be intimidated or scared doesn't mean you can't be impressed. Shit, I'd be impressed by that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, it's impressive.
Well, there's a good reason why you didn't notice everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, yes, the others see the ley line going off into the distance, getting stronger. You all get the same feeling that if you follow this line, you'll most likely reach whatever the idol has been leading people to. And it's definitely an artifact of some sort, because nothing less than an artifact can be connected to a ley line.
I have a spell that might give us more information, but it's dangerous. Do we want to know more? Do we want to take the risk, or do we want to just follow the ley line?
And you see Eep go, "Bacon!"
I'm not
Sorry,
sure.
what
What
was
does
that?
bygone mean, Eep? I've never quite worked that one out.
Alex is looking at Eep. What colour is Eep?
Eep seems to be curious.
Okay.
I have a lot of curiosity too. So I'm
gonna look at you and go, is your spell so dangerous that legend lore would be a better choice?
well, I think it'll provide probably better information than legend lore,
Okay.
but it's just dangerous. That's all.
It's up to you. If you're so curious, then...
I know. Curiosity's got me into trouble before.
Oh, look, we're all into getting into trouble, trust me.
All right, this time I'll definitely use fortunate. I'm going to try contact other plane.
Okay.
Ooh, glad I took the fortunate, because one of those dice is not very good. I made the saving throw.
You made the saving throw. That is good. Contact out of it.
All right, I've got 5 questions. So think of 5 questions. I've got a couple in mind, and I'm happy to take others.
I'll open it up to the group roll then. Zal, did you have questions?
You hear a deep voice going, "Speak, minion."
Yeah, okay. Well, put me in my place, why don't you? That's not a question, by the way. Now, if I make sure I understand this correctly, we can see the ley line going to a point in the distance. What is at the point in the distance we can see that connects this idol?
Well, what is the idol
I
connected
actually
to?
just one word answers.
Yeah, what is the idol connected to might give you the answer of a name.
It gives one word answers.
Okay.
What is the idol connected to might give you a city or a person.
Yeah. So I haven't got
I
long.
don't think is it going to kill me is necessarily a good question, but it's one that occurred to me.
Yeah, okay. I haven't got long because I've got to get this question
No,
back
no.
in. What is it? What is at the end of the ley line?
Okay, so with the answer to that, it says the lock.
The what?
The lock.
The lock. I don't know what that is. What?
The lock to what?
What is the lock?
And you get a sentence in response instead of just an answer.
Okay.
The place you put the key.
The place I put the key.
What does it unlock, I guess? This is how you waste these questions.
The gods are very good at that.
Yeah. That's why I'm saving Legend Lore, because I can
The key
still
to
cast
what?
it.
Power.
Okay, this is sounding bad.
Good or evil, I'm guessing, is one of the things we want to find out.
Theron agrees.
What?
Kat was agreeing.
Zal, you didn't have any questions? And I don't know if Bradshaw and Cheval do either.
Bradshaw's thesis is all crazy talk. Let's just go do it.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
Sorry, I am also currently eating dinner.
This is yours. Alright.
I mean,
This is yours.
so
Oh,
it's a key, it unlocks a door. How old is it?
Sorry, I pulled the wrong one out.
Okay. Just got to look up the history to actually give you a date.
Because if it's a temple that's buried under like 10,000 years of sand, then good luck.
It says 2,000 years.
2,000 years. Okay, and our knowledge of this area, when was the Great Flood or like the draining of the waters here? That was about the same time, right?
That is not recorded in the history books. That has been omitted from history.
But Calcrix did find out when she was in the Nithian tomb.
I was going to say we know of it though, don't we?
Lul got the Nithian book.
That's
and
right.
we were able
That's why
to-
we know.
We were able to figure it out from the Nithian book.
And that was 1500 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a slow decline. It was the nation disappeared overnight.
Yeah. Okay, so it didn't cause the nation to disappear. And
you don't know. It may be related to it because you asked how old it was, not was it used for something.
Okay, well, I guess that's the next question is, what was it used for?
Yeah, I think time might have run out, but okay.
Do you want to ask that last one? What was it used for?
Okay.
Okay. It responds with power.
Yeah, I kind of thought.
Oh,
I'm just looking at one of these answers has really got me worried, but anyway.
Well, a lot of these answers has got me worried because we know the master is after artifacts like this. So even if we give this to the Sultan of Yularum, if the master knew about it and knew what it is, nowhere really is kind of safe.
Yeah. I kind of think we might be better off not giving it away in case we should destroy it.
So Calcrix's overall suggestion is that we were tasked with getting it and giving it to the leader of Yularum to keep it safe. My curiosity about good and evil and that is satisfied. I think the reason we need to give it to the leader of Yularum to keep it protected and safe is because it seems to be linked to something very evil that may have ended an entire nation.
Yeah, I was just wondering whether it might be better just to destroy it.
Destroying artifacts like these can be very dangerous.
I was going to say, destroying artifacts basically destroys the world, doesn't it?
Kind of, you can.
It does not, but all artifacts have a single means of destruction, which is rarely documented.
Yeah. You got to be really careful about it too.
I like trying to destroy things.
You could get it with your pole hammer.
So,
Yeah, probably not the best move. But I got to admit, the moment the thought's been on my mind, I'm thinking,
have we asked
how
our 5
strong is it?
questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I only got you got to ask them in a minute. So
If
You generally get the equivalent of ask a question, get an answer, have one round to debate, ask a question, get an answer, have one round to debate.
Yeah.
It's supposed to take us in a minute.
As there's 10 rounds in a minute, you basically get 5 rounds of asking, 5 rounds of debating.
Yeah.
My only other suggestion is, because I believe Redrian gave us this task, you could use Redrian's staff, which we have, tell him that we found the statue and just confirm where he wants it delivered.
That's probably a good idea.
To make sure it goes to the right place. Don't just assume it's going to the Sultan and then give it to an evil undergod.
Okay.
Get a
And we
name.
probably should do that.
Yeah, I know, you're all claws today.
And Calcrix has the staff?
Cheval... No. Zal had the staff last, I think.
I thought Cheval usually carries it.
Yeah.
I have the all powerful stick.
Yeah, okay, then it's Cheval. I do mix up your names, so that...
I have the flamey stick.
Calcrix will suggest that we call... what's his name? Redrian.
Okay, cool. What's his name?
Yeah, I am on speed dial.
Okay, so I'm sure we can insert modem noises here as you initiate connections.
You don't have them on your soundboard?
Beep,
I'm going to complain to Siren's.
Your mic cut out on that static. It was too staticky for you.
Okay, so yes.
Tempted, but I'm not going to. So yeah.
Well, I knew everyone remembered exactly what those noises were.
Yep.
Yeah, we all remember it. Then.
The,
Very 1990s then.
Well, I was doing uni through that and had to use it to dial into my uni to do my work.
Half of the Tuesday group weren't born.
Half of the Wednesday group weren't
It
weren't
is.
using computers at that stage.
That's so scary. That makes you feel so old.
I just keep throwing in more dated references just to make them feel way too young.
Martin's gonna give us like D&D equivalent of the floppy disk soon.
Why the floppy disk would be punch card?
Yeah.
I was going to say, Calcrix already has a punch card of sorts.
Hey, I learnt punch card technology at uni.
I remember punch card technology.
I just didn't use it at uni. I learnt it, but I just didn't use it.
I think it was several, like about a year ago or so, Calcrix introduced loyalty cards into a cafe. They're essentially punch cards, right?
Similar. Just that punch card puts a program onto a card and
Yeah.
the computer reads it. That's the main difference. Okay, so yes, you have now got a set of instructions. You currently have Redrian on the line going, "Hello, Chevelle. How are you doing? You haven't killed anyone yet by accident today, hopefully."
Not a
He
deal.
tried.
Chevelle checks her WHS card just to say days without incident and can confirm 1.
You look at it; it actually has 0 on there.
Ah!
You said days without incident. You've had an incident today.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But no one died in this
That's right.
incident.
Correction, I had an near miss by flying north.
So, what have you got for me today?
We're talking about the totem, yes?
Yeah, the Carnelian
Idle.
idol.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have this idol, and I have, I've been told that when I held it, I decided to fly north, but Calcrix is holding it perfectly fine at the moment. Calcrix probably has better information about the idol itself.
You would be privy to our conversations about it, so you would know that we deduced that my ring of shielding is the reason why I'm safe. And what Anton would have told you that our initial investigations of the idol indicate that it opens up a very powerful ley line connected to a lock in the north.
Yeah.
Did we get any more information than the fact that it was a lock that unleashed power?
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about that.
I was cleaning a litter when we got the last 2 questions.
Okay,
in.
so, well,
I wrote down the answers.
What were the last answers?
the last answer was power.
Okay.
That power was we answered twice.
Okay.
The other thing is
And it was 2,000 years old.
it's 2,000 years old.
Okay.
Yes.
So
So,
the-
yeah.
No, the location's 2,000 years.
Okay.
No, the object's 2,000 years old.
Okay, so that's all the information we've got. And
Though Anton also picks up that his sponsors not that far away.
Yes, I'm
And
trying not to talk about that bit.
And he's actually just over the horizon to the west.
Really? Oh dear.
someone wants to go for a walk somewhere. So that's the information you can pass on to Redrian.
And he would also approve of you using the item.
I know. I'm trying to.
That's why Calfrix has it.
Yes, I shouldn't touch this thing. By the way,
You told Calfrix that?
I'm trying not to talk about it.
If you've indicated to Calfrix in any way that you do not want to have contact with the idol, Calfrix has looked at Eep and gone, no touchy-touchy for Anton.
Eep sort of looks at you and does that.
Yeah, okay. I don't really want to talk about it, to be honest, but...
No, we don't have to go into details.
um,
Anyway, Cheval's talking to Redrian.
I shouldn't touch it, is probably what the best thing
Okay,
is.
so what else does Chevelle say to Redrian?
What do we do with it?
What do you
relay
do?
everything that we know about this. Like, we've been asking questions about it. Apparently it's used for power. We don't know what to do with it. We don't want it to go into the wrong hands. We don't want... we just want to know what to do with this idol that could be quite troublesome if left unattended, basically.
Redrian does recommend the lead line box idea because most things can't communicate out or through a lead line box.
Do you have a lead line box?
And most museums have on their glass displays the lead style glass.
Would it
Lead
be
infused glass.
safe in a museum?
If it's in a proper display case.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, is this something that the master's going to want?
He has to first know how to get it and find it. If it's inside a lead box, it is outside of scrying and divination magic.
Cheeky Easter egg for Tuesday group who'll never watch this, but I know a place on Honor Island who's got a spare case now. Yeah, you got it. We stole something we shouldn't have stolen that we needed to steal that was basically in a lead line trapped box in, is it Erendi?
Yep.
Erendi, yeah. But we can't take it there, so... however...
But I'm sure giving them another weapon of mass destruction would be fantastic.
No, not those people. From that adventure, I did get we did create, no, that's the wrong Tuesday group. I don't have a lead line box.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I can spend a story token or something like that to happen to have a lead line.
Not at this stage.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do with this is to take it to the museum, the Sultan's museum. Is that correct?
The Sultan has gone out of his way to take artifacts out of circulation.
Okay. All right.
Because any artifact of a previous nation can be used to unseat his power.
Okay. All right. So.
Unless, of course, you think the item's meant for you.
Some people might think that.
When Cheval's talking through the staff, can the rest of us hear it?
Yes.
Or, right.
And the rest of you can speak.
Calcrix will kind of stick a big fat dragon head in view and go, do you know what, we just want to confirm what the Sultan looks like, just to make sure we don't, is he the same Sultan when I visited last time?
It is the same Sultan, and I'm sure Drazzle will confirm it for you.
Okay, alright, it's all good.
As he's currently still working for him.
Yeah, just double checking. So we take it directly to go, do not pass, but collect $200?
This is, if you wish to, you can investigate its uses, but that is risky, and if you think there is a need, you may not get another chance to try. Depends on how pressing your need for power is.
Depends on what?
How pressing your need for power is.
Power is a two-edged sword. Don't trust power.
Calcrix goes, legend law?
May not tell you, he says, because it has to have been written down for legend lore to pick it up.
I see.
And if it's been erased, then it is not written down.
I see.
I think the risks outweigh the risks of it being something that either we mishandle, not intentionally, but we mishandle because it's unknown power. It's not something I don't think we should fiddle with. Sure, we know probably as much as we need to make a decision.
I agree. We should just take it to the Sultan.
And Redrine does say that by the iconography of the Carnelian idol, it will most likely deal with fire, griffins, and potentially conversions.
Conversions? What do conversions mean?
Transforming one thing into another.
Oh, yeah, that's something you don't want to mess with.
What is that? Like,
Like you turn a chicken into a griffin or something like that.
oh, I see. All right, yeah,
It may have been the origin of the griffins.
I see. So it might have been how the combination of animals that makes up a griffin became a griffin.
It may be. Because from his research, that region is where a lot of the monstrosities originated.
Oh, now I understand.
The more we talk about this, the more intrigued I get.
Yeah, look, I'm intrigued too, but I still agree with Zal. We should get it to where we've been told to take it, and put it there.
And you will have to carry it as the only person who can safely carry the.
Yeah, or unless anyone else has got a ring of shielding, but I don't think.
No.
That's the case. I need to invest in more of those.
Okay.
Actually, Bradshaw had the right instinct here, just ignored the damn thing.
Oh yeah, Bradshaw's often right. But
Yeah.
Brad's very smart on magic things, so yeah.
Yeah.
Calgrix is
You were right, your instincts were right on the money.
Calgrix
Right.
is always really curious.
He believes God, just doesn't believe magic. That's all.
Yeah.
Whelm does point out that it's a magical hammer.
Yeah, but you know, you're a dwarf, you know what I'm talking about.
It is not a spirit of a dwarf, it is a dwarven advisor.
Oh, sorry. And apologies, I regret well. You understand the dwarven thoughts on these sort of things.
It does quite well, which is why it starts giving you more formal instructions in dwarven etiquette.
I take it all down
And then it starts quizzing you every hour.
I feel he's very exhausted. I don't know how to say so.
Oh, listen in. I want to learn more.
Yeah.
Well, it's doing it via telepathy.
Oh, we can't hear. Aw.
So Bradshaw's
Sad
always
face.
distracted.
Yeah. It seems like I'm just in a walkout zone with myself. So.
And then he looks down quite often because I'm sure he misses some of the key points of etiquette.
And get yelled at. Through mental talent.
Grey switch on the end.
So you get to do a culture check, Mark, to see how well you've picked up stuff from Whelm.
Got it?
What would that be? Intelligence? Okay.
It will go with intelligence to represent your memory on understanding things.
Okay.
Just
But sort of, just
half
what,
as much.
How much?
Hot water, just
20 total.
20. Okay, so as much as you didn't think you would retain what Whelm was
just
telling
straight
you,
water.
you've actually managed
It's
to
already
pick.
been boiled.
Sorry, you've actually managed to pick up a fair bit on dwarven culture that you didn't realise you knew.
I feel much better now. Okay.
And so
I
just
feel
enjoy
more-
crosstalk.
Sorry.
I wish I had this teacher when I was a young city watch guard.
Well, it does also. Sorry, just wait till everyone else finishes.
Sorry.
One person talking at a time, we should limit it to. So, I can't remember what I was saying.
Dwarven culture.
Okay, so it does go through various stages of advancement for dwarven enlightenment.
Oh.
And you realise that you're still at the childhood level,
Fair.
How
which is not too surprising considering you haven't become an adult in society yet.
I was going to say,
No.
how old is Bradshaw?
About
Okay.
42,
Okay, yeah, he's pretty young.
about 8 years off becoming an adult.
Yeah, so I think that's fair enough.
Is
So I
Bradshaw,
feel like. Go ahead. You
I was
go
going to
ahead.
say, is Bradshaw the equivalent of 12 in Calcrix's?
About 15, 16, 18, I think.
It'd be more like about 13, 14 to when he hits about age of 50, he's closer to 16, 17.
Okay.
Very impulsive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so we are kind of, if I'm 12 and you're 13 to 14, we're very much in the same age bracket.
Am I the mature one amongst us all then?
You are, as well as Zal, who aged a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Cheval's always young and beautiful because she's a paladin.
And then you've got Eve, who just doesn't seem to have an age.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Eve is timeless.
So we heading.
Back to Yalaran.
We should also keep our eyes up. We're best to search for other artifacts as well.
So before we sign off with Redrian, Karapik says, what are the other Ionian stones?
Ionian stones, Ionian gems. I wrote down.
Ionian gems.
He says you might not want to bring two artifacts in too close in proximity, as artifacts can have a resonance, especially if they are of the same magic.
Deliver this one first.
As in, Nithian style artifacts can feed or negatively affect each other.
Okay. All right, we will head back to Yalaran then.
And he says if you are looking for means to destroy a Nithian artifact, you'd most likely need a Nithian artifact.
Okay.
Because they would have the...
They destroy each other. Ooh.
Or one would destroy the other simply by contact.
Okay.
And it was designed to destroy.
Yeah, okay. It's not the same as doing it yourself. There's a better feeling in that.
Well, you would have to bring them together.
Okay, all right, that's true. I could experiment with that.
Not that Karapik is actually planning to, but would destroying this artifact be beneficial?
Only if whatever it activates is harmful.
But we don't know what it activates.
You do not.
Aside
So
from the
you
fact
would
that
be
it's connected to monstrosities.
You'd be acting out of impulse, where you may stop unicorns from being born by destroying it.
That's why I said she's not going to act on it. She's just...
Because monstrosities are both good and evil.
Yeah.
Okay. Good lesson there.
Unicorn? Oh. Cells said, Paul Bradshaw said out, you know, no more unicorns. But anyway, there's anything. Bradshaw just going to pretend to talk to himself, take a look sad, and then start just practicing different movements of, weapon strikes and things like that while waiting for everyone to solve it on deck.
Oh, yeah, Karapik is going to put a hand, so to speak, into a pouch, pull out some dwarven chocolate and offer it to Bradshaw.
Anyway, is there such thing as dwarven chocolate? No?
Yes,
There
there
is.
is. I traded
Really?
for it.
There is. It is extremely rich. So if you ever had almost 100% cocoa bean, that is what dwarven chocolate's like.
I traded my my specific trademark, for lack of a better word, coffee bean, to get the recipe for dwarven chocolate so that I could supply it in my coffee stores in the Dwarven lands.
And dwarves go for intense flavors.
I like that first. I take a little bit and just taste it. Have I gotten to a teenage sugar high yet or not?
No, it doesn't put you into a sugar high. It just reminds you of all the things you've missed from home.
Oh, Bradshaw has a teary side of his eye then, yeah.
Damn it, it was supposed to cheer him up, Martin.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That is cheering him up,
Uh-huh.
reminding him of home.
My brother who used to be
Sounds
a
more like heartache than joy.
my mother who I never listened to. Oh, my uncle who told me I should have done things I never listened to. Oh,
You mean your great-grandfather,
your great grandfather, sorry, apologies, yeah.
which well reminds you again.
Yeah. And I go, oh, okay.
To you, Laura.
Okay, so you have to head back south to pick up your stuff, because you let some of it behind with the...
Is Chocobo turned up yet?
Chocobo's on his way.
Okay.
You did travel 3 days north.
Okay. We'll start heading south, I guess.
Okay, so a day and a half south you come across Chocobo on his way.
I'm using my parasol to keep the sun off. I wish we'd travel in night time.
We were predominantly travelling at night.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah. That's why Zal was casting Dancing Lights, and I have a version of that as well, because I think Prestidigitation can produce Dancing Lights.
Not to the same level.
Not at the same level, but it can at least produce light.
If we're travelling at night, I'm more studying the sky than worrying about the lands hereabout. Others can watch the lands hereabout.
Well, it does have the clearest skies.
Really?
Because they don't really have a lot of rain or cloud cover over the desert.
Oh, wow.
Precipitation is almost non-existent.
Oh, I've never seen the stars this many at this time.
Cow Creek sits down next to you and opens up one of her books and shows you star
Yeah,
charts.
Okay.
Is Chevelle singing?
Chevelle is indeed singing.
Hi.
Cow Creeks and Eep get the equivalent of lighters and wave them back and forth slowly.
No, I've been through the desert on a horse.
That sounds more boppy. Lighters put out, dancing begins.
And it could turn out the horse used to be called Bruce and used to be someone's goat, I'm sure.
You ride my brother. Seriously. Anyway.
Well, maybe he got tired of being a dwarf again.
He's a bit of a strange one. I did pick up. I'm still on my my other goat. I make sure I get a couple apples out of the endless sack of apples, and give it to my goat. It's a bit of munching thing. So
And you do notice he likes to eat rocks along the way.
yes, I'm not surprised anymore.
Rocks.
Nice. Yeah, just talk to what was I thinking? Razzle, talk to Thurian about that. Thurian knows all about that one. And Razzle.
Drazzle, can you explain the rock eating?
Hungry.
Okay.
Explain what?
I don't know why I bother asking questions
What's
to
this?
Drazzle.
He asked Razzle, could he explain the rock eating of Bradshaw's goat?
Ah. What kind of hungry?
It's meant, if you remember, it's a young drake. Yeah.
Oh, it's a drake.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, I think it's a drake. Okay, I didn't know it was a drake.
No, that's right. I think I might have said a couple.
cool. So
last
it's
year.
like horse.
It is like horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
What drakes could eat or digest a rock? Like, rocks aren't...
They can digest anything.
Oh, okay.
I presume Valen's still with me because he isn't a.
Well, you left him in the Kirkuk.
I did leave him in Kiko.
Yes, because you guys had decided to head north and get...
You keep telling me that I've left him places, and I'm like, I don't think I did. But okay. I don't have a great memory, so I have to trust.
He's looking after the rest of the stuff you had left with them, including Drazzle and his cart.
Okay.
He didn't head north into the desert with you.
I can't get that song out of my head now.
Yeah, Josh does that.
I'm looking forward to getting back on your cart, Drazzle.
And on the 21st of the month, you finally make it back to Kirkuk.
Well, uneventful is good, right?
Okay, once we're very close to the city, or within, say, almost the edges, can I bring out my scroll to find out where the local alcoholic consumption place is? Because I've got a conceit within my mail.
Okay, so you open it up, look at your scroll, and you are horrified at the fact there is not a single place that sells alcohol within any radius of the map.
You need a decanter of endless wine.
Well, this place has rules against alcohol.
Yalarum or
Yalarum.
just Kikurt?
Yalarum is a overly religious place that has outlawed alcohol except for specific religious ceremonies.
You defined religious ceremony,
I'm fine with
Bradshaw.
I am just sad overall. Since the chocolate, just sad.
And the sad thing with the religious ceremonies is it's all watered down. It's only there for flavouring, not for inebriation.
I complained to Realm how a culture could have no alcohol within its kind of. I just have Realm just listens and then tells me off about it afterwards. But
Oh no, Whelmie's more than happy for you to complain to it.
yeah, I'm just venting all my things out in my mental head about the whole situation. So.
Rome is a really good listener.
Well, sensual weapons do that too. So yes, I'm just frustrated. You know, I'm going, okay, let's get back to somewhere else soon. I'm thinking, need a place for the pub soon.
Are we
Yeah,
back
so
in town?
get over and done with. Yeah.
Okay, you have made it to the village of Keykirk.
Meet up with Drezel?
Meet up with Drezel with his cart.
Do they still have the belongings of the Dacian that got lost?
No, they've all been on sold since then.
Was there any personal items that might have identified who he was?
They can't remember.
Okay. Is there like
As
a
it was weeks ago.
town clerk or something like that that might have recorded?
The village is not that organised.
Okay, no, that's what I'd ask. It'd be
And-
nice to pass on the, well, not nice, it would have been, Calcrix would have informed the family if there was any family to be tracked down.
They do note that as he was a Thaiatian, there was little interest in him going missing.
Calcrix still would have let family know if there was family to be found, because someone going missing and never returning is not a very pleasant experience.
They note that and say there's not much they can do because, hey,
Yeah, that's
Yeah, Thaiation, yeah.
they agree with you in that sentiment.
Yeah, well, we're on the same wavelength.
Calcrix doesn't get too preachy, but she does mention to them that kindness and compassion should go across races.
They say it normally would, except for hated infidels who colonize and try to destroy your culture.
But remember, some of those
Hallelujah,
members
brother.
not all soldiers want to fight, they're forced to.
Not really their problem if preachy Thaiatans come here and try to tell them how to live.
I'm not telling her how to, she's
You're not a Thaiatian, so you haven't come here to tell them how to live.
just saying everybody experiences a level of suffering, and Calcrix is trying to educate and make the world a little bit more aware to think about the fact that we're all beings.
So you would have learnt that the Thaiatians and the Alphatians are cultural enemies of the Yalarum.
Are they?
Literal cultural enemies.
I always get them mixed up with
The Yalarum were conquered by both the Alphatians and the Thaiatans, and it was their main patron god Al-Qadim that kicked them out. And they've only been kicked out now for about maybe 100 years.
Kicked who out?
The Thaiatans and the Alphatians.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Calcrix is more not preaching to them that they should forgive all Thaiatians, and that just more of a generalistic sort of just try to remember that everyone has a family, everyone has a son, everyone has a daughter, and sometimes it's nice to at least let those people know that something's happened.
Not caring about fate of Thaiatians, we're supposed to be also looking for artifacts. What time we're spending, Kirk? I would spend time investigating, asking around.
Okay, there are all these people who swear they have the artifact you're looking for before you even tell them what sort of artifact you're looking for.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll listen to various stories, trying to find anything of any real, piece of real truth or evidence amongst all the noise and
I'll
dross.
give you an insight roll.
Okay.
We are meant to be returning this artifact before we find any more.
I know, but gathering information is not
That's
going
not
to
a
trigger.
bad thing. Yeah.
Better look at what's my insight?
I was going to
roll?
say you should use Proshka.
Detecting lies. There's lots of lies. I don't think it's really going to help me.
Detecting truth?
I don't have detecting. It's sort of sorting useful information from rubbish. I don't
Yeah.
have that. I got detecting lies and sensing motives. Don't think either of them are going to help me.
Well, look, you could always give them a shot. It can't hurt.
I get to 29.
29. Okay, so hearing many a story about how some useless trinket that the guy is holding or the girl is holding is this ancient relic of a massive amount of power.
Hearing lots of those stories.
Yet
Yeah.
they're willing to sell them for silver.
Yeah. Okay.
So pittance, but hey, silver to them is probably more than a week's wage.
Okay. Well, look, I'll humour them. I'll cast detect magic. Are there any of these things magical?
No.
Okay. Really interesting, but not the right kind of artifact for me.
But they all have intriguing histories that seem to stretch back generations, even though you're sure you've seen date stamps of the last few years on some of the items.
Yeah. Okay. I politely decline.
But hey, after about an hour, you recognise the pattern of the stories, and you're sure you can pick out which one has just been made up to sell to you.
Okay. I'm trying to find real useful information amongst all the
Are
dross
you
and
happy
failing
for
those.
me to accompany you while you make these rounds?
Well, like I got to 29. That's a pretty good roll.
No, I just from a role playing sense.
Yeah, it's fine. If you want to come with me, it's
interested
fine.
in listening to the stories and amused by all these people trying to sell you stuff, and you're trying to sort the information.
Well, yeah, because trying to find some sort of clues as to where we might be able to find another artifact. But it doesn't sound like there's any useful information to be got here. I could, the best I could get out of this is, trying to judge the how good they are at making stuff up.
They're extremely good at making stuff up.
None of them have credibility with me.
This is literally their culture, and it doesn't have to be credible, but they're always good at making stuff up.
Okay, well maybe actually I can really relate to these people.
I was going to say, thus the earning of extra robes for grandiose stories. Start of the trip. Speaking of grandiose robes, people who did not actually want to keep grandiose robes, please return.
Do I have grandiose robes?
My water robes.
Oh, okay. I think I do have one of those. Yeah, I'll give them back.
Because the water robes mean you don't have to make fatigue checks while travelling through the desert.
Yep.
Okay, that's right.
But there were a number of people at the time who said, I don't actually want one, but I'll wear one for the trip.
Yeah, I was one of those.
Yep.
I've got my parasol.
Gonna collect and make sure that they're clean and pack them carefully away. Does anyone else return their robe?
It's a fairly rare result.
What's the result?
100.
100. Okay, what does that mean?
I'm just about to look it up.
I presume the people online are keeping their robes then?
I didn't take the road because I thought I would have gone up thing already. So.
Okay.
Is this
Yours was a gift.
Yeah.
And I was happy for people to keep them, but at the time...
I'm just worried about having too much stuff.
Well, it's more of a case of Martin said that we would have to do fatigue checks the entire time we're out there, including Mark.
Yeah.
If you
One
didn't
of
wear
those
a robe.
situations where Like a decanter of endless water would be great.
I have one of those.
Oh, okay. Although I think Bradshaw would really need the decanter of endless wine.
Yeah, you probably could appreciate that. Well, dwarven beverage.
Yeah.
Beer.
You don't seem to be that picky when it comes to alcohol, Bradshaw.
Beer.
I remember you. I remember
my
you.
wife because she tells me I have to.
Okay.
Beer was not around.
I do recall you drinking vodka.
Yeah, but if there's nothing else around, you know.
Well, there is alcohol around, but no one sells it.
Yeah.
They don't actually have a tavern anywhere in Ilarum.
I know. I'm very still. You make it more sad for me today, Mark. Having a sad day, having dwarf chocolate, no.
Are you allowed to bring alcohol in, even
Well,
if
you can
not
bring
without selling
alcohol
it?
in,
That's
it's just not legal to sell.
Oh, okay. So possession's fine, sales prohibited. I get it.
And using it publicly also illegal, unless it's for a specific religious observation.
You'd have to drink by yourself in the dark, Bradshaw.
So,
That's how I'm
Calgrix
doing it,
is sitting, or while Calgrix is walking at some point along its Bradshaw, she says to Bradshaw, have you thought of perhaps maybe asking around town for some beer for a dwarven religious ceremony that your hammer might be able to tell you about? Because if there did happen to be a dwarven religious ceremony that might involve beer, they would probably have beer to offer you for this religious ceremony.
My eyes light up, going, 1 second. And you think I'm just thinking in my head for a bit, but I'm actually talking to Realm. Hey, Realm, is there such a thing?
Okay, let me just have a look in the timeline for you, because I do have stuff in there.
You can
Because the
come.
GM prepares ahead of time.
I'm sure we can come up with a new ceremony, a new religious day for you.
Calgrix is pretty sure she could come up with one.
Yeah.
They like making shit up here, and so
I've got
if there
one.
isn't a handy one, she'll come up with one.
I've got a BBBB, Bradshaw's Boozy Birthday.
Okay.
Oh no, we're gonna have to do much better than that to get past
Okay.
the priests.
Remember, I'm 13, 14, so I'm not thinking of any extremely technical ideas right now.
Okay, it does say that as of the current day on the Dwarven calendar, it is the clerical holy day of the month, where clerics gather and discuss the religious needs of the community, with today being the pinnacle of the year. This is the holiest day of the calendar for religious discussions.
God, we don't even need to lie.
Nope.
Christ.
No, I reckon we could use that.
And all observations are held in Dengar under the mountain.
Okay. But could you hold one on your if you were away from Dengar and couldn't go home, could you observe this day?
I think you'd have to.
Like
it's essential, I'd say.
A version of work from home, but religion from home?
I could, if I get this well, I'll ask for the procedure and if I can do a solo. And
Give me a religion roll.
Okay, I'm good at this now. Religion, no, I'm ready.
Calcrix also wants to go to the markets again.
I'm very impressed by that.
Okay, so you seem to have picked up the basics of the religious observations for cleansing, and it's all about letting go of the pettiness of the various clans to help them communicate openly and freely in a forum.
I was going to say, it doesn't involve a bath in beer, right? Cleansing?
It does not involve a bath in beer, but it does involve inebriation for most people.
Well, there you go.
Because a lot of dwarves are more mellow when drunk.
You should approach the town hall or village hall and ask them if they can
I
help you
will
with
do
this.
that. In a more happier stroll, I will approach to see if I can, not a lot, just maybe a half a keg of whatever is suitable out here, and so I can for my...
They'd have beer
Oh.
right here.
You could suggest, Bradshaw, that the whole group needs to participate, and so you'd need a whole keg.
Who speaks Dwarven here?
I do.
I don't speak Dwarven, but I can
I speak
argue the
Dwarven.
case.
Okay, well, I'm going to say that I need to form a... as I said, is a bit of a communication and bring this together with the party in a sort of in a dwarven kind of
Yep.
review thing.
In the
So I'll go-
spirit of.
I'll see what we can get, and I'll go with what we can get.
Well, the priest of the Shrine of Alkadim is more than happy to help you observe your religious rites. Because observing religious rites is a major part of his duties
So-
in the area.
In layman's terms, he's prepared to get drunk with you.
Yep. But as long as he's observing the rites correctly, he has to make sure he observes it correctly. Otherwise, he has penance he has to do.
No, that's fair enough. That's
And he provides you with many gourds of fermented goat's milk.
Well, it's fermented.
I'll have to do. As I said,
I presume Zal's not participating because she doesn't drink. He doesn't drink. But does Cheval drink? I think Cheval drinks.
Yeah, sure.
Is Cheval
Well.
participating?
I thought Zal would be as a cleric of some sort. Understand the importance of... Unless she wants to has a drink of herself that she must have, that she's had with the people before.
Well, Zal does know this because it is a Ethengarian drink known as Mother's Milk, made by the clerics of Yamugo.
Oh, so Zal might even participate.
Okay.
And
So
amongst the Ethengarians, it's also used for religious observation.
I will...
Because Cheval and Zal are both Ethengarians.
If it's possible, Bradshaw, I've never had fermented goat's milk. I wouldn't mind joining you for a brief time, just so I can try fermented goat's milk.
Calcrix feels that there's
I really
a
know
large
nothing
enough
about
group
religion, no.
for
I
this
got to
Yeah.
choice.
Non D&D here. I'm going to try to set up a Goon of Fortune, okay? So, if people know what that is, it's the one bag on top of a hill's hoist. You travel around. I'm going to do it in a way where we all kind of, instead of just randomly get it, it goes past each person as we try to cleanse their... bring forgiveness for anything that might happen in...
Okay, give me an engineering roll.
Okay, I'm going
Well, I
to
was
go
gonna say,
with intelligence on this one. So,
Dwarven specialty, right?
16.
You do manage to put one together quite successfully with the help of the priest of the village. He is making notes and making sure it matches up with what he knows of Dwarven culture, and seems to correct a few things as you're going.
That's fair enough. I'm happy to. As I am a young dwarf, I understand that I'm not. I have some knowledge, but I might not have every bit of knowledge.
And he does apologise for not having any cider or beers because they don't actually have orchards.
Look,
or
I say that is not. I understand, and I just appreciate what is given, kind of thing. So try not to roll up for the locals. Is the best way I can think of it. So.
Well, as it's for religious purposes, they are more than happy to make the rest of the villagers not see what's going on because it's not their business. Secret religious practices.
That's right. So I set it up and explain it and make sure I can, with the help of Wilm, do as close as possible as what would usually be done, but I understand there's limitations. Because usually it's a bit more different in a dwarven city or location. So, and I just have all I do is just move the hill. I'm going to call it the wheel of. What's the name of the alcohol again?
It is called Mother's Milk in the Ethengarian culture.
The wheel of cleansing.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I like this idea. So
That sounds much more legitimate than
and
the
basically, I'll turn the wheel around to each person in the circle. We'll have a circle, I think, around the wheel, so everyone can have a taste. If people don't participate in the tasting, they may have their own water or whatever. it's only there if they would like to.
And as you set it up, you feel a surge of power go through Whelm.
Me? Or?
You do, yes.
Oh, okay. So, I'm doing the best I can out of the situation. I'm not a... I'll be honest, I'm not a, what's they call it, religious nut in the dwarven areas. I'm just a young kid still.
Don't worry, you'll get that way with Whelm instructing you in how to be far more religious than the religious nuts you've ever met.
That's right. I have God's knowledge on this stuff. Certain bits I'm a bit worried about, but I don't know that yet. So, yeah, okay, I will perform this and I'll feel much better afterwards, and I hope everyone joins in with the situation. Even
Calcrix will drink coffee rather than mother's milk because she's too young to have alcohol, and I'm pretty sure Zal would I think advise against a dragon getting drunk.
okay.
He's more than happy to participate.
It
Yeah,
is
better
not
say
allowed to
no.
participate. It can only have coffee, just like it always has.
Chocobo moves over to Calcrix for the coffee.
And I was gonna say, it gets the same coffee that Chocobo gets, the special coffee. Cinnamon milk.
I would probably also be having coffee because while Ethengar does also have celebrations with alcohol, Zal's usually still one of the few that does not partake or uses his special sippy cup.
I just like the idea of you using your special sippy cup.
I will join in and have some, but I won't drink to excess. I'm
Okay.
I'll leave that to Bradshaw, who's going to have the real religious
So,
ecstasy.
who does Bradshaw give the first drink to?
Okay, so I will offer it to
The priest, maybe.
Anton first.
Okay, looks like Anton is the first one to get a
Oh.
drink from this. You get to make a Constitution saving throw
Oh,
to see how it affects you.
alright. Do I need to use
Cheval-
fortune? Do I use a fate point on this, or I can just suck on it? I can just suck on it. I'm not using a fate point.
I think
Oh, I rolled good. 31.
Okay, so yes, does your character have a beard?
No, I do not.
Okay, you suddenly feel a beard spring out on your face.
Oh, I want one.
A beard. I shave. This is going to have to shave again in the morning a lot.
You've never had it grow this thick before.
Okay. Yeah, alright.
I say out loud that is a great one. Say out there.
It's a great honour, is it? Okay.
I feel you and me are more friends. and I'll go
Calcrix
to
is
you
like
later, yeah?
excited now, and she starts looking at Zal and going, "Can I have just a little bit? Just a little bit? I want a beard. I want a beard. Can I have a little bit? Can I get a beard? Can I have a beard? Can I have a little bit?"
Zal kind of pauses and goes, the thought that's running through his head is, can dragons get a beard?
It doesn't even occur to Calcrix to ask.
You'll never know until you try.
A little bit, if you like.
I want a beard.
I will still
You
offer
can
it,
try. I suggest being in your human form if you want to have a chance of getting a beard, though.
No. I'll try some. I want to see if I can get a dragon beard, but no elf form, no.
No, I'll offer everyone.
So who do you give it to next?
I'll try Calcrix next.
Okay, Calcrix has to make a Constitution saving throw.
I don't know what I did with my dice.
And then it'll be Jamal.
I might need to borrow a d20.
I'll check to see if you put it in the kitchen.
It's more than likely in amongst, underneath, somewhere.
Must be somewhere on your chair.
Yeah, it's gonna be some. But if you you get yourself something to eat. There's snack boxes as well, not snack boxes, just next to the red cookie box. There's like a whole bunch of them. I was gonna say, oh, I found my dice. Oh, thank goodness. Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
It's a D20, right?
Yep, it's also one of your better saves, I believe.
19's a good start. Where is sheet? Constitution. It is 7. Is it a saving throw then?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't. It says there's a +7 and then there's a saving throw +6. I don't quite understand that.
Okay, because when you crossed out the 6, you didn't cross out the one below.
Okay,
So it should have been +7 below.
so 19 +7 equals, I think my standard roll for tonight,
26.
26.
Okay, so yes, you do see a bushy beard sprout out of Calcrix's face.
Is it
What
white? Is it blue? Is it black?
It is silver.
It's silver. How long is it? Is it black?
Not particularly long, it's just a nice thick beard.
Calcrix.
okay. That looks so good on you, I say. After that.
Calcrix is like,
Go
showing
to
off her
Svilland next.
beard. She's like excited. Trazzle! Draw a picture!
He starts drawing.
So I'll offer to Svilland next. Then I'll do.
Oh, I want to see Cheval with a beard. Fire beard.
What is
Fire
being
beard.
given to me?
I'm offering you the local alcoholic delicacy of mother's milk.
To be honest, Mark, you're offering Chauvel a chance to participate in your religious ceremonies of importance.
Sorry, just saying. Yeah.
But the drink is an Ethengarian traditional drink called mother's milk.
Yeah, the problem is with it being religious. I'm happy to drink, but
No, it's okay. I just offer. That's all I do.
It's not converting the religion, you're participating in a rite for Bradshaw.
okay. Then I will respect his religion and I will participate.
So you get to do a constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
You might get a beard. I want to see a fire beard.
Alright. +6 plus.
Does Zal already have a beard? Or is Zal clean shaven?
29.
On a 29, you see a black flamey beard sprout out of Chauvel,
Fire beard!
flickering in the air.
Calcrix kind of hugs Cheval and then looks at Dressel and goes, portrait!
To answer your previous question, I do envision Zol with a beard, and I believe my character thing does have a beard on it too.
He does.
The character pictures probably do, but they're pretty small on Martin's screen for me, and I have difficulty picking up the details.
Let's see if I go.
Yep, I can see straight away.
Yeah, so I'll offer.
You see him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I probably look a bit older than that now. I think that's been around for a while.
I was going to say, you don't look like you're half as aged as you would be from looking after a 12-year-old dragon with ADHD.
Whereas Anton has the bit of growth there would be a lot thicker than that with the dwarven drink.
Yeah.
But it's like social media. People leave up their pictures from 10 years ago.
No, it's been a while since I've because I think Martin found that picture, and I was fiddling around with AI at the end of last year to give Zol a new face, like an older face, but I didn't quite land on what I wanted, so I might try again.
The Drazzle update was really, really cool.
The Drazzle's sick.
Yeah.
He does look a little meaner than he did in the previous one, though.
But that, looking mean doesn't necessarily mean he is mean. He just looks badass, though.
Looking badass is good.
Yeah,
Are you going to grow your beard out, Zal? Calcrix is totally begging you to.
I will offer as part of the ceremony.
Just making sure it actually flashed, because it didn't flash when I rolled it.
A question for Martin, for my character. If I have a small sip like Calco did, and I presume Zal has had small sips here and there, though mostly sticks to drinking out of his sippy cup, as he calls it. That won't really have like an effect on him too much if it's just like a small sip.
Shouldn't affect you greatly. You could always try it with the sippy cup or with the cup provided by Bradshaw, your choice.
I guess
Yeah.
the answer is if you roll a 1, it will.
Yeah. No, I mean more as like Zol generally keeps quiet that his sippy cup turns alcohol and all into water, but given that this is a religious ceremony, he doesn't want to do that for a religious ceremony. Because that seems rude.
Partly because this is also almost like the holy water of Yamuga.
Yeah. So Zol have a very small sip.
So Zal also gets to make a Constitution saving throw, but as you indicated, small sip, it will be with advantage.
Oh, with advantage? Okay. I rolled an 18 and then a 17, and I have a con of +1, so that would be 19.
Okay, you do get a bit of blurry vision as a beard sprouts out nicely and nice and thick for you.
Mm.
Calcrix looks at Drazzle and goes, will you get the beard?
I'll go. Roderick's still with us. We're not going to Roderick this time.
Ross is not here, but I think...
Yodri has gone off to do something at the moment, so he's not actually available for your...
I think though in spirit, Yodri would definitely have some, because Yodri's a halfling.
If Yodri was there, Yodri would definitely try to down it.
Yeah.
And potentially pass out.
I'll off the Drazzle before I'll complete it myself. So.
Drazzle will happily support your religion.
Okay.
Drazzle, grow a beard!
Okay, natural 20 on Drazzle.
Drazzle's got the best beard! Calcrix starts sketching.
Drazzle has a very impressive dwarven beard with dangling off the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really like Bradshaw's picture. Yeah.
Yep.
Except his beard appears to be made out of sapphire thread.
Calcrix is doing a colour portrait.
I compliment Drazzle on his new beard, his new look. So, and then I assume I will finish the ceremony myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose I'll roll a Constitution roll for me.
You get to make a Constitution roll. Will you go for a big drink or?
There's no question about that. I don't know.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure, even if nobody's actually saying it, Bradshaw's hearing skull, skull, skull.
No, I think it's more that I won't just go skull, but actually more just have a lot. I think.
Okay, so that will be a Constitution roll with disadvantage.
Disadvantage, yeah.
Martin, that tone there, if you just have a look at the Mystara Friday chat, I'm just going to throw now into the show for you.
That is a total of 12, huh?
Total of 12. Okay, you do see the beard of Bradshaw bulk out a lot as Bradshaw's eyes roll back and he passes out.
Aww.
It's a religious
What he
experience.
wanted.
It's a religious experience. He's
Can I pass out with a smile on my face? Is that right?
You can, as you find yourself standing before your god Kagya at his forge on his holiest day of the year.
I bow because I realise where I am now.
It's part of what happens to those who follow the ceremony to its fullest, is they generally get an audience with the god.
This was a good idea.
He turns to you and says, and what do you offer my child?
Oh, ow.
It's the first time for me, a great takeover. I don't know what to do right now.
What craft have you mastered?
I am a weapon master. I hold the great weapon well, and I'm trying to do good to the surrounding regions while I can't make it back home this year.
Yes, he says you may be great with weapons, but what do you make? He says.
Oh, mate.
Because old dwarves have some career they aspire to when they become adults.
Yes, I've been training myself as a smithy, but I am quite amateur at this. I'm still learning the craft. So.
What is the first piece you completed? He asks.
It's a long time ago, I'll be honest. I've been doing a lot of traveling recently. It was with the help of my family. I created my own smithing hammer and tongs. And I'm pulling out, if I have my magic bag with me at the time, I'll pull it out there. Said, I do think I need to be better at my quality, but I am still learning. So.
Okay, he accepts your hammer and tongs as offering to Kagia.
Thank you.
Because from his perspective, they mean far more to him than any jewel or other thing you may have made, because it's the very first things you crafted.
And it also means you now have incentive to craft new ones because you don't have them anymore.
Yes. I have to make it back to my teeth to do that. But
you can actually do them at any forge.
Yeah? Okay.
It's just that the Forge of Power, which each clan has, allows you to imbue things with ungodly might.
Yeah, fair enough.
And as a apprentice, you'd never get to use their Forge of Power.
No, it was very... I felt it was very not as good as I could do, but I know I'm too late. So.
And he blesses you and in your crafting of new tools, such that you will now get inspiration when crafting them.
I thank you very much, and till hopefully next time we do meet again. So.
He wishes to see your progress and hopes that you have completed your tools by the time you next meet.
Yep, I know, and about.
And then Bradshaw's passed out for the rest of the day.
Yep, that's it. I'm good. Big smile on my face, bud.
Well, we make sure he's got a blanket and such, and doesn't.
Yeah, definitely.
The head priest
Or
also.
the other thing, the goat would drag me to the stables where the goat is and just put me next to the goat.
Head priest also checks to make sure everyone's okay and provides lots of water afterwards.
Yeah, okay.
Well, after just that little sip, Calfrix will go back to coffee and water.
In the morning, I'm shaving.
But she'll make a tea for Zal because she knows Zal likes tea more.
And so, yeah.
At some point, I don't need to roleplay or anything like that. Calfrix just needs to restock a couple of things at market, just like a standard marketplace restocking of like basic ingredients, salt, saffron, if she could find it. Those kind of sort of generic things that she needs.
Well, before we head off anywhere, I will look around the market for any sort of items to help you recreate my hammer and all that kind of stuff again. So.
You do find raw material and basically all the raw material you would need to craft new items, just not the tools.
Any place.
No, that's right. I just want to get the raw material. I put it all into the bag of holding that I've got, so I'm not much in it. And I'm very pleased with myself. I have a smile all day. Dwarven smile is very creepy sometimes, but I do have, and I have a bit of a jump in my step at the moment. So.
And yes, you are able to get lead sheeting.
Calcrix gets lead sheeting, and then she's going to find a space or go to a room all by herself, pull out her chest, very quickly and crudely hammer the lead sheeting into the chest and put the idol back in, and she'll cast a sphere of resilience around her while she's doing that.
Okay.
Just so that no one can be tempted, and she's got that little bit of extra protection for the idol.
So you do that the next day.
Yeah, the first thing in the morning, she'll go out at like the crack of dawn, and then she'll come back, and then just that little extra bit of protection. I assume we'll set out towards Yalarum at some point.
Okay, the caravan rider leader suggests, with your guide, suggests heading back at just on dusk, so you travel at night.
Yep.
Much better than traveling during the day. So he says it should be 7 days back to Yalarum.
Yay! Hopefully Cheval sings us through most of the nights. And a different song. Or songs.
You also find that over the next few days, the heat feels extremely intense.
Okay.
Unusually so.
Unusually so, yes. And the moon can't be seen,
Oh.
which is also unusual.
Okay.
I'll ask the caravan leader about it, because he travels in this area.
He's not seen it like before. Anyone can do a nature check.
Okay.
Carcass
I'm really
looks at
interested to know
our
about this.
failed ranger.
I don't have nature.
Failed ranger?
So this is just a...
Get in there.
Okay. I don't have proficiency in this. I get to 14.
You have not encountered this phenomenon before.
But I want to understand. I want to understand it rather than recognise it.
24.
Okay.
Just, I'll provide inspiration with it's a phenomena. Phenomena. Phenomena.
15 on the nature roll. I don't have proficiency. What do you add to 15?
Either your wisdom or your intelligence.
22
22 on your wisdom or...
I'll go with 22 on wisdom, because it's more an instinct thing for her.
Okay, so Calcrix and Zal both recognize it as being sunspots. And when the sun is playing up for some reason, normally means the god Ixion is upset.
Oh.
And sunspots don't reflect off the moon.
Ixion, which one's that one again?
The god of the sun, energy god.
Cheval's old.
Oh,
patron.
Cheval's old.
So-
Cheval's first deity, not
So-
the current deity.
Yeah. So
okay.
while you and I are stargazing and Zal's there, Calcrix will lean down and whisper in your ear, Cheval's old god is chucking a tantrum.
Okay.
And magic becomes unpredictable while these sunspots happen, which last for a number of days.
Okay. We're not using doing
Be
much
careful
magic.
with magic.
So either the spell will not work, the spell may surge, or it instead of working, or it may work and surge.
So this would
Okay.
be the wrong time to be attacked by something magical.
It would be the wrong time to be attacked with something magical.
Although it would also be the wrong time for something magical to attack.
Well, hopefully nothing does happen, so...
And at night, there's not even starlight to travel by.
Really?
So
Oh,
how
God,
are
I'm
we
worried.
navigating then? Just because the
There-
caravan guy knows?
There is a path, And the caravan guy does have a magical lantern. So you look around, it's just complete darkness outside of the radius of the light. Which is extremely dangerous.
Oh, my eyesight penetrates all darkness.
Mm.
And I've got tremor sense, so I'm not worried. I am worried because I want to see the stars.
Because you would know that you could see this light for maybe 4 miles away if there's no other light source.
Okay. So we're beep beep beep. They're over there.
Mm.
Yep. Anything that's hunting in the darkness will see you within 4 miles.
Okay.
I would love to know if it was us who pissed off Ixion.
Well, I'm
It
thinking
could
Cheval.
well be, I would say, and Cowcrix will say, well, on with the other party that I help with, just a few nights ago, we took something Ixion really wanted,
You haven't used it yet.
and we made it unavailable.
You haven't used it.
It hasn't happened yet.
No.
So even though it happened on Tuesday, it hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
When does it happen?
This game is slow.
We don't move as fast. We waste time.
You steal it in about a week's time.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's good to know. In which case, no, it could well be that you guys did this. It's all your fault.
I don't know. I've never had much to do with Ixion.
No, Cheval. It's all Cheval's fault.
Cheval, is your former deity unhappy with you?
I don't know. My former deity doesn't want to talk to me.
Oh, okay.
Thus, the former deity.
Maybe not. Maybe it's not.
I tried praying multiple times, and next thing you know,
Okay, Cheval, something else must be going on.
And the light on the ground shifts and dances, even though there's nothing between you and the sun.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's the magic's not working properly, though, isn't it?
I was going to say, is it the Feywild?
It is the entirety effect of sunspots. The random thing I rolled up that was happening while you were traveling.
Calcrix and Eep will play chases with the shifting shadows and light.
You do notice that Eep doesn't seem to be able to leave a shadow.
We play chases.
Well, he has to stay. She has to stay within your shadow.
Oh, does she? Oh,
She
okay.
can't leave your shadow.
Okay. What? She doesn't have her own shadow?
This light is very toxic to her.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we don't play chases. We play hide and shadowsies.
Would I can cast darkness if that would help.
Would that help?
You're not sure you could.
Oh, wait a minute,
magic
it's
may not
magic.
work properly. Yeah, it's not a good idea. I'll drop that one idea.
But you do have a parasol.
Calcrix,
I do have my parasol though.
Calcrix will just turn us off down to Tiny and we'll play cards with Proshka
Okay.
underneath your parasol.
Okay.
On Dressel's card.
Yeah. So you've got Eep, Tiny Calcrix, and Proshka all just playing cards.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
It's okay, we're only betting lollies.
I know you're betting all this. I'm really good at card games, and you're sort of intriguing me to get involved, but I'm trying not to.
But
Calcrix
you
asks
still
if
can't
you'd like
figure
to
out what
play.
game they're playing because it makes no sense to you.
Do you want to
Okay.
play?
All right. Well, show me how this game works.
Proshka holds their deck out to you.
Okay. This does not sound good. All right.
It's fun.
It's fun. All right. Okay.
We like it.
We like it. All right.
Yep.
Looking at your cards, they don't seem to make any sense. And then you realise they really are the tarot cards. He's playing some sort of card game with tarot.
Okay.
And apparently they all seem to know who wins, but not why.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, I will just go with the flow. It's sort of like playing with the kids. You know, they have their own games with their own rules. Don't understand them, but just go with the flow.
That's pretty much it.
And just about every hand, Proshka wins.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, Proshka. Good game.
Calcrix give you some of her lollies because you don't win.
On the occasional time that Proshka doesn't win, it's always you.
Okay. So, you two are the best at this game.
Calcrix says it's their game.
It's their game, yeah.
Okay, so 7 days later with much playing, the sun seems to settle just as you reach Yalarum itself.
Okay.
Which will be the first of the month.
I'm so surprised nothing has taken advantage of that.
Yeah, nothing bad's happened to us in ages. Something's wrong with the world.
Well, you didn't actually use magic at the time when things were going pear-shaped, so you actually picked the right choice.
Damn us and our good choices.
For once, we didn't use magic when magic was being stupid. Congratulations, we've actually
You listen to Bradshaw, magic's not good.
yeah.
Again, Bradshaw's right.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna commit to the fact that this is gonna be an every session thing, but now things seem to be going well.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do realize that as you reach Yalarum, you're arriving on one of the holy days of entropy,
Okay.
known as Day of Self-Determination Rising.
And what does that mean? What do we know about this day?
It is basically the day of entropy where it opposes time. This is the specific day of opposing time, which means people who want to make their own fate, want to make their own choices, who want to ignore prophecy. This is the day for them.
Okay, it sounds like a day for me, but I don't really know what prophecies I want to ignore.
I know which prophecy you want to ignore. That you will one day become the Black Knight.
Yeah, I know, but I think I'm doing a pretty good job
This-
of
Or that you lose control of your own destiny when you find out who your patron is.
This would be
That's
the
another of
day
your prophecies.
That's
to
another
counter
prophecy.
that. This would actually be a very rare occasion that
Yeah,
would be worth taking advantage of.
yeah. I wanted to maintain control of my own destiny, definitely, and
Today's the day.
As
Well,
well
any idea
as
how?
it's also the day that you oppose civilization on as well.
I'm not really opposed to civilization.
It's just that they're the two key concepts of time.
Okay.
Prophecy and civilization.
I
Okay.
don't think Calcrix has a prophecy.
She's got at least one where she goes back in time and
What
builds
does-
some steps with Lani.
What does opposing a prophecy actually mean? Does it mean that you can free yourself from it, or does it just
It's
mean
believed that it is the one day of the year you have the power to break prophecy.
that so I can do something and not trigger the prophecy?
It's expected on this day. Not that many people are willing to try their luck against prophecy.
I've caused problems by trying my luck in the past.
Just as an example, what does this look like for someone like, say, Anton?
Most people don't observe the entropic holidays unless there is a need, because entropy is all about change. So if you want to make a change in your life, that's when you normally seek out entropy.
Are there any temples to Nyx here?
There would not be any in the middle of the desert in Yalarum where you've just arrived.
Okay. Are we going to be staying like at a Knights River Inn or something similar?
There is one just on the outskirts of town.
This is the kind of thing you need to prepare for. I'm completely unprepared.
Well, Calcrix already knows what she's
You would have known about this day in advance, so you can say you can prepare for something later.
Okay.
And you could have done
But
something
you see,
in the background.
it's the kind of thing where, you know, you do, like I've learned the hard way, you do something that you think's going to have that effect, and it has that effect, but it has this other effect you didn't anticipate.
There is always more than one thing happening.
Yeah, I know. My two prophecies are, I don't want to become the Black Knight. That's the really important
And
one.
Druzzle does talk about how a demon lord has risen in the nation of Alfheim and making its presence known in Karamikos to the west of here.
What does that mean?
For Anton's perspective, he believes his patron's a demon lord.
I see.
Well,
And he knows his patron is actually is on the surface of the world,
Yeah.
nearby.
All sorts of weird stuff could happen if I break one of these prophecies. All sorts of weird
Doesn't
stuff.
mean you break it. It just means that at that time it's not going to trigger. Is what you expect with this day.
Yeah, okay.
So does that mean he could find out who his patron is
Yeah.
without becoming the Black Knight?
Supposedly.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna have.
That's what I was asking.
You'll never know unless he tries.
No, I never learn as I try. And the obvious way to find out is contact other planes. Who are you?
Yep.
That's the obvious way to do it. It's the simple way to do it. But God, who knows what could happen if I do it?
Well, you would have a answer.
I would have an answer.
So that's what would happen.
That was what would happen. And what was
Do
the
you
other prophecy?
want encouragement or
So
discouragement?
one was you would serve the Black Knight, and one of them was that what was the other one? You would become the Black Knight.
Become the Black
You
Knight.
become the Black Knight if you found out too much, and if you found out who your patron was, you would lose free will.
And I don't want to lose free will. Oh God. You're tempting me all the time, and I do dangerous things when I get tempted.
That's
well,
the whole point of temptation, isn't it?
It
This
is
is
the
how I
point
got
of
into
temptation.
trouble in the first place. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to
Contact
chance
other
my
plane.
luck. I'm going to chance my luck. Firstly, I'm putting the fortunate in because I don't want to fail this saving throw.
I agree.
Okay, this is not looking good. I'm just going to check exactly what my modifier is. I made it. 19. I made the saving throw. Glad my
And
saving throw is better than I thought.
you get a same voice you contacted before, saying, "Greetings, minion. What questions do you wish to ask?"
Who are you?
It says, "I am known by many names, including that of Orcus."
Oh, bloody hell.
No, not bloody. There was a reason I put the figure on the table.
Which figure?
Orcus.
Orcus?
Yeah.
Is Orcus on the table?
Literally, yes.
Why would you do that?
See, there is Orcus on the table.
Oh my.
To scale.
He's pretty scary.
So, for you guys there, still in the box at the moment, but I can take him out.
Why are you running?
Are you in the stars?
It's like really rough.
No, I am in Karamikos.
Were you in the stars?
I was recently in the Abyss. Summoned by the Skadenhalven into the Shadowlands.
Okay.
Is that where we
Why are you in Karamikos?
Why not?
Okay. Not going to give me a good answer to that one.
He will actually follow up with that one, saying
What is
he
your
is
purpose
a
of
patron of Karamikos, one of its gods,
Okay.
as a majority of his followers are devil swine.
Does the Black Knight serve you?
Yes.
Okay. That's 5.
That's 5.
That's 5 questions.
Could always get a bonus round, right?
I think there's limits to how often you can cast the
Normally it is... you can technically cast them as many times as you like, unless of course you anger the god.
spell. Yeah, okay. Bothering them is probably not a great idea, but it's dicing with death.
But you find that you're still connected to the god even though you've run out of questions.
Okay.
Yep. So,
Do you have any questions for me?
He does. What service do you wish to provide?
Nothing at the moment.
your service could be in the name of good.
I'm talking to...
You could be defeating the master. No, I'm just being silly.
Do you oppose the master?
He opposes anyone who enslaves that which serve him.
He opposes any... He opposes...
Is this one of those occasions where you watch the session back and you write everything down word for word?
Orcus doesn't like to share.
Okay. Yeah, right. Fair enough.
And the master is not a servant of his. He'll give you that as well. Though he does like what your companion Zal is doing, he approves.
Okay. I'll let Zal know that.
Sounds like Zal
Wait,
should be
wait.
called.
I had a question and I just lost it again.
I'm sorry, what am I doing again?
Just the god has been paying attention to what you're doing and really likes what you're doing.
Orcus,
My-
not a god. Orcus. has
Turns
been
out my
paying attention.
patron approves of you, Zal.
That's good to know. I don't know who your patron is, but that's good to know.
Orcus.
Is that the same? Is that the same one that sent all the orphans to my holdings?
No, it's not the one who sent all the orphans there.
Right. Okay. So I've got more than one god liking what I'm doing. Great.
Have you always been my master?
Eddie.
Yes.
It's
He is.
Orcus, Martin said.
He has always been your master.
Okay.
Do you want some food or are you filled up?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm going to leave that for you to reheat when you're ready.
Yeah, I put it out there that I'm so happy that I'm not the one in the middle of all these sort of evil gods for once.
Don't get me wrong. That figurine you have is freaking cool though.
My understanding is that Orcus is not just badass, but bad news.
Yes.
He's actually quite reasonable in this chat we're having at the moment.
Yeah, that's only because he thinks he's going to get what he wants, which is the Black Knight.
The Black Knight's his Cersei.
Yeah. And yes, the figurine is very... Do you need help with that? Your hands?
Alright, if your fingers are up to it.
I've got feeling right now, so that's good.
There should be some other ones.
And
in
then
there
there's
that
also
undo.
Gary who has
Let's see
operating
if you
hands.
can. And we can put him to scale to the others so they can see just how big he is compared to them.
Okay.
I already know how big he is compared to me. I am teeny.
He's a lot bigger than me, that's for sure.
I was gonna say, just any human figure that you've got around will be a comparison for almost all of us except for Calcrix.
That's right, Russell, you're right, 100% correct. Yeah.
Well, while I'm doing this, someone else can do something else, I think.
Okay, so if you want to cut some of the tape,
Okay.
That's
very
just
sharp.
medium. So yeah.
It's the one up there.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Calcrix is gonna set up a little shrine, and just because it's entropy, even though she will very clearly say that she serves no other god than her dragon gods, She will, though, do a respectful and polite observances to Nix and honour Nix's essential role.
Yes, Nix's holy day is the transition between autumn and winter.
But I know this is not her holy day, but it is a holy day of entropy, and I know that she's a god of entropy, so I usually just give her a little bit extra attention and honour. But I'll also, because it is a day of self-determination, Calcrix will, is it granddad that I talk to, or older brother?
Older brother normally.
Older brother, yeah. So I'll knock on older brother's spiritual door and see if he answers.
Give me a religion roll.
13 plus... I don't think I'm not proficient in... I should have said I'll do a fortunate thing. Oh no, apparently I am proficient in religion. Would that be wisdom?
That's how
that would be wisdom normally.
That's how it comes out.
13, so it'd be a 24?
You have to actually open the box.
So yes, you end up getting in contact with the Great One, and you see sitting with him Diamond, Opal, and Pearl.
Hopefully Pearl doesn't want her Pearl back yet. Because I've still got that in my secret chest. And I don't want to give it up. Honoured gods? Ancestors? Gods. Siblings? Honoured ones. We'll go with honoured ones.
Well, one is siblings, the others are nieces and nephews.
Honoured ones. Because all family are honoured ones. I wish to pay you reverence this day, but I also wish to ask advice about self-determination in the name of this day. I do not want to be always a vessel and pawn of gods carrying out their chores and their commissions. I would one day like to aspire to become a guardian of planets and the stars. I seek advice this day in putting me on that path.
Okay, so do you wish to step away from being a servant of Dekesis?
I do not want to serve. I do not want to start a war. Be the start of wars.
Okay.
And if stepping away from Dekesis means stepping away from that, then yes, this is what I wish.
And they're asking, are you ready to serve as a leader of the dragons?
I would like a moment of self-reflection. For I am still young and very aware.
A leader is always a role, not a job. So all the chromatic dragons are followers. All of the metallic dragons are leaders.
I am ready to be a leader. I am happy to serve this realm and prevent the destruction of the many beautiful things in it. But I grow tired being stretched so thin, and I wish to take a higher role in directing what happens.
In that case, they bless you and you become a metallic dragon. So silver, a sort of shimmering metallic blue, and same with a shimmering black. So metallic looking white, black and blue instead of just matte colours.
Matt, yes. So
And that marks you as one of the draconic leaders, even if you are not leading a settlement or people. You have now the authority that a chromatic does not.
I thank you all for this.
And they do say that this role can never be forced upon a dragon. It has to be chosen.
I'm thankful for being given this opportunity to step away from my current role of constantly following other people's directions.
And the chromatic life you had before you is what is the only way you can serve the pieces. So as a metallic, you are still subjective to the calling of a hermit, but if you advance yourself again in a year or two's time, you may be able to advance another stage to that of the gemstone, which is the heroes of the dragon flame.
This is the path I would prefer to walk. I will offer them thanks again and offer up the usual ritualistic, like coffee, chocolate, those kind of things. Of course, because the gods can't eat them themselves, I will just have to consume these things on my own.
They can eat them.
Oh, well, in that case, then I will serve them coffee, chocolate, and the best fruits that I have still stored and preserved in my pack.
They're more than happy to enjoy the food.
Yep. And then I will sign off.
Okay.
I do have another question. If you're still hanging
Walkus
around.
is still hanging around.
What do you want with me?
Gary asks as he looks at.
He does state service above all else.
Okay.
He is sure that you will find a way to serve him and his needs that you can live with.
That I can live with? Do I get a choice?
You've picked the right day to contact him. You were not forced into service. You have a choice of how that service will go.
That's pretty good.
Can you repeat that?
He says you have chosen this day to contact him. So he's offering you the choice of service instead of forcing you into servitude.
So you get a choice. Any other day, you would have just been slaved.
Yeah, but tomorrow I'll be enslaved again.
Yeah, you will not be enslaved if you choose how you serve.
If you make the agreement today.
You have to make the choice.
How to serve? Mm-hmm. How do you serve the Lord of the Undead?
August.
How do you serve the Lord of the Undead?
He's not all bad, is he, right?
Well, he does suggest supporting one Zal in expressing his skill with undeath.
Do you need a hand with anything, Zal?
Did you just ask me that out of the blue?
Yeah, just asked you that out of the blue, yeah.
Zal kind of looks at you as like, no, I'm okay for now, thank you.
Someone
might
thinks
have to relate the conversation to Zal.
Someone thinks that you need some
Like I
help
could
in
put that
in your necromantic development, and that I should help you with your necromantic development. Not that I know anything much about necromancy. I don't know what I could reasonably do.
Actually, no, I don't want to know. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, okay.
Does Zal have a predestined or prophesized path when it comes to your necromancy? Like with your arrow and your skull?
If you can see on the picture there, I have given you a 2-scale version is going to change over to a different screen to bring it up nice and big for you. There is a
huge.
human versus Orcus.
I was going to say, now I want to get Calcrix down in pair. Because she's not too bad at large. That's large or huge?
That is Calcrix at her largest size at the moment.
And the largest size that I've got is...
I think that is...
It's huge or colossal?
I believe that is large.
Okay.
Large as you can go to.
Because I can go 2 sizes up.
So you can go a lot bigger than that. You can
So-
pretty much be equal mass to Orcus.
Calcrix could be the same size. I have a feeling, though, that Orcus would beat my butt anyway. But still.
I saw the stats on the card, yes.
And
And I have many stats of Orcus.
Yeah, so do you have like goals, long-term goals that you need to complete, Zal? Necromantic ones?
Not specifically necromantic ones that I'm aware of.
Do you have
on these
other
base properly
goals?
now.
Like Calcrix has always had the prophecy hanging over her head that she'll either one day serve Takesis or Bahamut.
Well, now you know you can never serve Takesis.
Yeah, so that's why today she's specifically, as soon as Martin's like self-determination, I'm like, I know what I want to do.
It's not the first time they've come across this day, it's the first time they've made use of this day.
Yeah, and as soon as I realised it, so I'm like, do you have something like that hanging over your head? Or like what Anton has hanging over his head?
I mean, yes, I do.
What's that again?
There's a few things. So, I guess his personal goal is to make relations between Ethengar and Galantry a bit better. But that is going to be...
Orcus doesn't give a crap about that, I'm pretty sure.
No.
Well, Orcus would probably want less necromancers killed in the conflict.
Ah, there you go.
Because, hey, all the evil necromancers of Ethengar generally serve Orcus.
Yeah. But you're not an evil necromancer.
No.
But your potential.
Yes, and that's where a lot of the Ethengari necromancers, like my uncle, who was killed very early on in the piece, went wrong, is by doing things that they shouldn't have done. Which is why, while Zal has the ability to do stuff like that, he has very rarely used it. Unless, like the other day, like Speak with the Dead sort of calls for it.
But hey, I'm sure having another god on your side, so you'll have the god of life and the god of undeath giving you pointers.
yeah. Having left Nessa in my corner sounds fantastic.
Having two deities hasn't done good things for Cheval, right?
I was going to say, does Cheval have anything she needs to self-determine, or Bradshaw?
Well, Cheval has already changed gods, so...
Yeah, so she's already self-determined herself without a self-determination day, which just shows how empowered she is.
I mean, the other thing, like as you said, though I'm not sure if that's a self-determination thing, is convincing my
Arrow.
Yeah, convincing my mother that, you know, while I understand her vengeance, I don't think it's appropriate to take that vengeance on
This
anymore.
could be the day to try.
You have limited time to convince her. Would you like to try to convince her today?
Yeah, I was going to suggest it.
Sure, let's try it.
Okay. So I will give you a religion roll to see if you can summon the spirit for communication.
Oh, I had a addendum question. Do the gods that have blessed me with metallic colours, do they think I should, in general purposes, continue to conceal my colours?
Well, as far as they're concerned, what you choose to do with yourself is part of what is making you a leader.
Okay.
And telling you what to do will take that away from you.
It's more of a case of advice in terms of not making myself a target unnecessarily.
They say that you have made yourself a really big target by choosing to lead.
So it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, in that case, that's fine. She's handing Eve a polishing cloth. She's grabbing one herself. And getting every single star we can. Does she still have her elf markings though?
She does.
Awesome. She wants to keep those stories. There's some great stick figure things there.
Okay, so does do you have what your role for your religion there, Em?
21.
21. Okay, so yes, you do manage to summon the spirit of your mother for conversation, and she has that look of disapproval of you just never listened to me on her face.
I feel like I should have offered to be there in peer support, because I did offer to be there for peer support with you last time we spoke of this.
But doesn't everyone have relationships like this with their mothers? It's
A lot do, yeah.
Yeah. I look at my mom and the disappointed look she has, but I go kind of like throw everything to the wind and go like, okay, you can look disappointed in me or you like, but this is my feelings on the matter, and then like I just go into it.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a persuasion roll with advantage as you go through why she should not be targeting Chauvel.
What's the top 10? No, top 2.
She didn't mean to do it.
She didn't need to do it. No,
She's sincerely sorry.
The fact that she has, willingly repented, she has saved my hide more than once, and among other things has made amends.
Family. Aren't you half siblings?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, and by the way, you neglected to say that we're cousins, but
yeah, this is technically your niece.
Yeah, I go like all in. Persuasion with advantage, was it? Sorry, Martin.
Persuasion with advantage.
If you worded it right, you could even convince her that Chauvel even changed gods as a part of her redemption. You'd have to stretch that so thin it might snap, but still.
The 18.
Okay, so on an 18, your mother does give you some leeway. She says she will not seek to kill Chauvel unless Chauvel chooses to serve Ixion again, in which case you will be compelled to attack Chauvel with everything you have. If you agree with that, then she's happy to let matters drop.
Sorry. As long as Chauvel doesn't serve Ixion again? Yep. It kind of cut out when you were saying that.
So basically saying, as long as Chauvel does not serve Ixion again, yep. She's happy to let matters drop. But if she does serve Ixion again, you will be compelled to attack Chauvel with everything you have.
And I can tell Chauvel of this deal. Like, I have no problem with this deal, but can I also inform her of this deal?
She does not care who you tell.
Okay.
Just that
I'm very pleased with that outcome.
Anyone you tell will be compelled to join on your side.
Oh, okay.
Including Chauvel.
Join my side, as in
Meaning Chevelle will willingly submit to being murdered by you if you tell Chevelle.
If Chevelle serves Ixion again.
Yeah, I think it's fair that I tell him. So yeah,
I'm waiting for Chevelle to kind of express her feelings here, but I have a feeling that it's like no way in hell. You've burnt me once, and I'm not going to be burnt again. But I could be wrong.
Because your mother was killed in Ixion's name.
Yeah.
One of his titles of
yeah.
To Back the Lawgiver.
And that's what I was saying. You could stretch the argument that she no longer serves Ixion.
Yeah. Well, she has chosen to serve Lady Sif.
Your mother does say she still has ties to Ixion.
She does.
She does, but she is well on her way, I think, to
It is on a nice edge. She could go either way.
Oh, okay. I didn't realise that. I thought once she went to Lady Sif, it was...
Lady Sif gave her options.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I think once Chevelle knows that of this option as, I guess, consequence.
Once you speak of it to anyone, it becomes a prophecy they cannot break.
Okay.
So, does that mean if you tell, say, Calcrix also has to kill Chevelle? Calcrix does not want to know this. The player is telling you, do not tell Calcrix.
Eve would love to know.
She does not want to have to make a choice between her essential adoptive mother and father.
Well, the thing is, with this prophecy, you don't get a choice.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
That's the whole thing about it. The mother's given Zal a way of not having to fulfill the previous promise at the price of free will.
You know what's going to happen? Zal's going to say, look, I've taken care of that arrow thing to Calcrix, and Calcrix is going to go, how? She's like, oh, it's okay, you don't have to know. And then Calcrix is going to go, how? Until she's compelled to kill her adoptive mum if she changes sides. In which case, she's then going to campaign with Chevelle to hate Ixion.
So, Josh, do you like that turn of events?
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
I thank my mother, and if I can hug her spirit, I will. It's nice to have her back on board, so to speak.
She says she never left, just that your cousin was always a bit of a pain in the neck.
Yes, I know. She's still a bit of a pain, but she's a good pain now. In my opinion.
You mean she's one of those pains you kind of miss, but she's just so used to it.
Yeah, you miss her when she's gone.
No, it was also a poor tasting joke because Chevelle did behead both your parents.
Yeah. I was going to say, the pain in the neck reference sounded very suspicious. I didn't think Chevelle had ever been a vampire, so it's got to do something with beheadings, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it was beheadings.
I chose to ignore that she was trying to make a funny joke there because, you know.
Okay, so we have Anton now having an idea of what's going to happen to him. Next session, he can decide how he's going to serve Orcus, so he's got 2 weeks to think about it.
How he's going to serve Orcus? No, he doesn't want to serve Orcus.
I think you'd be better off choosing how than being forced into it and getting no choice. And if it is an inevitable thing, determining it yourself and having a deep, thorough look and maybe consulting some very wise people, you like Lady Nyx would probably be able to help you out there. Calcrix would facilitate that connection. I think it's probably a good idea.
Orcus is technically a servant of Lady Nyx.
Exactly.
Okay, this web is complicated.
Yeah, it gets complicated, but it might get you out of annihilating a whole like genocide type deal.
Yeah.
Would you prefer that?
Yeah, it might be the best of a lot of bad choices, really.
Yep. It's just like Calcrich doesn't want to be responsible for the annihilation of dragons again. Because she already wiped out all of old dragonkind by stealing her own eggs.
It's the first session where I haven't had to really worry about my religion for a long, long time. D&D and Pathfinder.
Oh no, you did do your religion, and you did it well.
Yeah, but I did the right way.
The only person who's got out of this unscathed is Cheval, but I suspect Martin's going to get to Cheval at the start of next session.
Oh, that's funny. This is funny. Sorry.
Cheval's been labouring under the whole thing of, my God's not listening to me now, someone else has taken over.
Yes, but, yeah. I was going to say, if you, me, Emmy, and Bradshaw have all done religious things, and Martin sounds like he's winding up, I suspect he's leaving best till last.
Yeah. And Chauvel may actually have to renounce Ixion to Ixion for it to actually take.
Oh my goodness, we're going to have such a fight. Ixion's going to be so peeved. I really want to see that though, because I've seen what Cheval does to just normal people. Seeing her stand up to a god would be inspiring.
See, I think telling Cheval that this is the deal if she serves Ixion, or if she doesn't renounce her ties to Ixion, then I will be compelled to kill her, basically.
Yeah.
And in telling her that she will, that Chauvel will be compelled to let you do so.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm sure Chauvel won't like that last part.
I'm sure, but the I'm gonna say alternative. The what was gonna happen before was essentially the same. I've given us an out, and I think it's not a bad out. I actually think it's quite reasonable considering. Yeah. I know. Speaking it to her will make it like a compulsion for both of us. But I think it's fair that she knows that that's gonna happen. But I will only tell her. I'll try and get Chauvel by herself after all this and tell her privately.
And you would know that with the statement of serving Ixion is also a minefield. Has to be careful in serving. Your mother may take indirect as well as direct serving.
Right, I don't quite understand how indirect would work, and I'm too tired to sort of go into it now.
That would be a loophole you would expect from a pact. Is it can be interpreted instead and be subjective instead of actually be fact. So you may have to argue the point of each time you are compelled to kill Chauvel.
Right. Okay. That's if that happens, right?
Oh, you're expecting it's going to happen fairly often, maybe once a season.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. I mean, that's not a bad trade-off. I've been ignoring the consequences too long. I think that's a fair trade.
And can I make any popcorn? Because I think there's going to be plenty of popcorn opportunities coming up here. I'm going to just sit back, down. It's just like, and I just talk about who we make bet on, that kind of stuff. But it's okay. I feel I'm in a good spot right now. I don't have any sort of people want to kill me right now. I'm feeling in a good spot. So, yeah.
Bradshaw, your whole thing of don't trust magic, don't do magic is really being borne out tonight. All the
The
rest
reason why I say it because I've had too many characters that have gone, talked to devils, demons, and through Pathfinder, and I've lost 2 characters that one straight away. So I've known my limits now. So I try to only do it when I have to do things, and especially as a dwarf and where I can't get healed, magically and things like that. Yeah, I do have a distrust for a few things like that. So
He's actually immune to magical healing.
You're immune to magical healing. Okay.
Yeah, was it?
And on potions, he takes half. Unless, of course, he mixes it with alcohol.
Okay, so, yeah. Okay.
There's a dwarven preparation for potions that allow healing potions to work fully, but it's always alcoholic.
Okay.
Very interesting in this, trust me. So
I have quite a few different hidden things in the game for people.
Okay.
So, does anyone want to add anything before we finish up for the night as we are past 10:30?
Yep.
I will start with, did you want to do anything, Ariadne?
I'm happy for you to go around other
Okay.
people first.
I will start with Josh, who hasn't had much of a chance to speak tonight.
Next session.
It's okay.
Next session, it'll all be about you. Josh is like, oh, I'm on call that night. I had to go.
Well, considering you will be having Chauvel present the artifact to the Sultan.
Oh, is Cheval presenting it?
Well, as the fact of being a paladin and you put it in a lead box.
Yeah, I do have it in the lead box now.
And that means that the mind control effect should be minimized, if not completely blocked.
So, just so that you guys plan, I think Martin's picked up on my plan. I didn't have a chance to explain it. I didn't want to tie it down. I was going to leave it over. But it'll only take like half a minute. Having got the lead to put in the lead line box, the idea was that we could still meet the cultural and kind of royal standards of Yalarum and still have our revered paladin present the Carnelian Griffith, because she should be safe now. So that's why I lead-lined the box, but I wanted to start the session with testing phase.
In which case you would chain the box to the ground, give it
Yeah.
to Chauvel, and if Chauvel tries to walk off while it's chained,
There,
no.
yeah. So that was what I was hoping you guys would be okay with.
Sounds fine.
Well, these sultans get awfully insulted very quickly.
As long as Cheval's happy with that, I'm fine with it.
Cheval's got not just the rank but all the
prestige.
all the prestige. So I think me as new metallic dragon would probably do, but I think this is a really much more appropriate.
And what would Bradshaw like to add before we finish up?
Bradshaw feels that after our second attempt of joining together, we feel much more better about it. Our first attempt was really crap, I'll be honest.
Well, the thing is, the first attempt you had joining together, you were still the child. Now you have become more enlightened and more grown up. You haven't fully grown up, but you were approaching what the dwarves would call enlightenment in adulthood.
As a part of that bonding communication ritual, would you have mentioned to us your encounter with your god the next day and how your offerings of your first tools were accepted?
I'll just have a happy outlook on my face, and
Okay.
unless there was any sort of questions asked my way, then I'm
Calcrix is definitely wants to ask questions, so...
Yeah, I'll wait for the opportunity for next session.
Okay,
but, yeah.
so I'll flag. Calcrix will probably ask you questions because she's endlessly curious. You can blame Martin for that. He took advantage of the fact that he knew that if he put it in there, his wife would just naturally fall down that pit every time
I
it
knew
came
exactly
up.
what was going on. I know how. Unfortunately, I do know how Martin's mind works as DM. So
Anyway, that was it. Yeah.
All good. How about you, Em, before we wrap you up?
Mia's awake, that's the problem.
Okay. In which case, then we'll wrap you guys up. The next game, to remind you, is on in 2 weeks on a Thursday instead of a Friday.
Yep.
And maybe try and be ready for having the answers then.
Yep. And does Gary want to add anything?
I did have something, but I just lost it. I think that I need to know what it is that Orcus likes and wants, and I think I need to know a lot more about necromancy.
I think we can find that out from Emmy and Zal.
Yeah, and what the attitude of the rest of the world is of
I
necromancy.
think Calcrix has some knowledge there too. I'm pretty sure she did some legend lore when she had encounters with it with one of the other groups.
Yeah, okay, alright, so it sounds like it's going to have to be something along the lines of promoting necromancy.
And lycanthropy.
Yeah.
Oh, lycanthropy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, he's into lycanthropy
It
as
had,
well.
Orcus was the first devil swine.
Oh, okay.
He created the devil swine line.
If Emmy's not rushed away at some point, I did have some planting real
Okay.
questions.
So
for
I
her.
will go to end credits and then we can chat after that.